Nous sommes ravis de votre patience. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle version améliorée de l'émission. Welcome to the flat. Footy from the flat is starting. Footy from the flat is starting. Footy from the flat is starting. The footy is starting.
We're live, Jesse. Welcome back to this wonderful Thursday night of football. Geelong versus the Brisbane Lions. This is a genuine top four clash, and this wonderful live stream tonight is brought to you by the good people at BENQ.
How good?
Oh, Jesse. Do you know what I did this morning? I woke up super early, put on the World Cup.
Ooh,
I
nice.
had this stunning image across the
Was
screen.
it Belgium-Senegal?
It was Belgium-Senegal. So I
That
caught
was
the
today,
second
wasn't it?
half
Yeah.
of that game, which had a tremendous ending. Belgium kicked 2 late goals, got a controversial penalty at the end. Then I kind of pivoted into the US game, had a nice little afternoon. I was getting ready for the stream. I was watching the game a little bit, still having it up on the projector. And then you arrived at about 6:30. We started to get ready. You put the football on. A wonderful watch-along party tonight. I'm super excited.
This has changed the way we watch the footy. We'll be able to show it in a sec or whenever you're ready. But this TK705 STI, did I know that?
Yeah,
I think I did.
yeah,
Yes,
you did,
I did.
yeah.
It is a bit of a mouthful. It's unreal. And I've pinned a link in the chat as well if anyone wants to click the link. It's also in the description if anyone wants to have a look at what that bad boy looks like in website version.
Click on the links. I think they have a sale on at the moment too.
Yes.
On the projector itself. So we
Yep.
should mention that as well. It's a beauty. It's an absolute game changer for your home setup for watching sport in general. And Jesse, I've just kind of looked at the stream and you're running a very, tonight, like hair-wise.
I just moved it, eh?
You've just moved
I
it.
looked down at the
It looked good.
it looked Bieber-esque.
Yeah.
You know,
but
you know what it's called?
what?
It's called Don't Have Time for a Haircut style.
I thought you've been going with the flattened look a little more.
Yeah.
You've traditionally probably gone for more of that erect at the front.
That's not a thing.
That's
Not a thing people say. That's like the two-man urinal all over again.
More bounce. You've been going for that more, normally you go for that more bounce.
Yes.
And lately you've been going for that flaccid look.
Yeah. I have. Now I'm all self-conscious. My hair is a little longer than I would normally have it, but I've been too busy building the website and making content.
You have. You've been in a little dungeon.
Yeah.
Over there.
Like a little gremlin.
Building a website as you do. I did mention off the top, we've got a big game tonight. I mean, that's what we are genuinely here for. Geelong versus the Brisbane Lions at GMHBA. I read a stat today that these two teams have played in the last 41 matches, they've played like 10 times or something.
Yeah, wow.
Or 11 times, is it?
Yeah, they've played in a bunch of finals together.
No, sorry, sixth.
In the last 41 general AFL
Yes.
games. Yeah. But they've also would have met in finals a few times. I reckon they did in 2020.
Yes.
For a start. Just those extra fixtures they get against each other. I think they've met 5 or 6 times since the Eagles last played Brisbane. That was another Instagram post I saw.
Yep, that was going in the stats as well. I think last year, so they played a qualifying final, obviously. They played a grand final.
Mm-hmm.
They met twice in the home and away season. Based on all of those games that we've seen recently, who do you back in? Who are you feeling?
For tonight?
Yeah.
I'm doing that knee-jerk thing where I'm like, Brisbane's got this.
That's how I feel.
And I wrote them off like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
But I think the truth is if Brisbane is back, we don't know that they are. There's a lot of doubt around that still. They've got to prove themselves. But if they are back, they will win this game.
That is true.
I feel very confident about that.
we've been saying that. I mean, I put that marker down as the Freo game. I said, like, that's the one where they'll show you if they have, like, really become reborn again. They lose that game, but they seem to always be able to just resurrect themselves at any point in the season. I think the reason that we're feeling them right now is their recent form. So they've gone win-win-win. They've beaten the Gold Coast Suns, which feels like a big game for them because it's the Q Clash.
Let's not over-egg it, though. The Gold Coast Suns are trash
They're
right now.
absolutely trash
With
right
all due
now.
respect.
This is kind of where I'm going with this. Then they beat Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
That is an absolute grain of salt if I've ever seen one. Then they beat Sydney. That was a good performance. But it also must be said that the Sydney Swans are not in the greatest of form right now. And if we have a look at their team sheet this week, they've dropped a lot of players. They've made a lot of changes.
Yeah,
I think
did see
Dean Cox has kind of identified the fact that he needs to make a little bit of a change and do something to kind of resurrect their season. Then you look at Geelong, who they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. So they feel like they're on a bit of a slide, but they played really difficult opposition. They lost to the rejuvenated Blues.
The Blues are also a bogey side for them.
Bogey side, plus they're rejuvenated under Fraser. Adelaide Crows, who are always a tough team to break down.
It was in Adelaide too.
It was in Adelaide. They then beat the Gold Coast Suns, as Brisbane did, and then they lost to Freo, who basically is a guaranteed loss at this point, the way that they're playing. So I don't know. Are we going too heavy on Brisbane?
Probably.
But we're going to do it anyway.
It's just that they loom, right? They're just on the horizon there. It's like if they're back, they're really back.
Yeah.
And what I mean is that they're a major contender. They also play this opposition pretty well.
They do.
Notwithstanding the earlier time they met this year. But they also hold no fears about the ground of GMHBA, which is some clubs are good there and some are not. And Brisbane are firmly in the good there category, having beaten them there last time.
Do you want the odds?
Sure.
The odds. Geelong, $1.45. Brisbane, $2.76.
Wow. I've tipped Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of need to make up some ground in the True Footy tipping competition. So,
if Brisbane are to get Geelong, how do they do it? Talk me through it.
Brisbane, well, I actually wrote down some statistics.
Oh.
Brisbane's biggest edge is at the source, right? But interestingly, don't you make a joke out of that.
Interesting choice of words.
No, oh, please. You literally just described my hair as erect and then flaccid. I use the phrase edge and suddenly I'm being salacious. Well, over the last 10 weeks, I just compared these two sides. The Lions are still number 1 for clearance differential. But if I look back, if I'm correct, the last time they met at the Gabba when the Cats pantsed them, Brisbane still won all those stoppage numbers, like first possession plus 16, clearance plus 10, but Geelong dominated.
This is back in round 10, right?
Yes, round 10 of the Gabba.
Yep.
And Geelong's post-clearance equity was through the roof.
Speaking of erect.
I think this game is an intersection of volume, lots of looks at goal. That's the Brisbane Lions.
Yep.
Get the ball out of the centre and generate opportunity. Geelong are actually really potent without dominating in that same way. What have I got here? Brisbane is second for shot differential over the last 10 weeks. That's having more shots than their opposition. They're second in the league in the last 10 weeks. And there's been a mixed bag of form there. So even the games they're losing, that includes them, right?
Yeah.
Geelong are only 10th for the same stat.
Gotcha.
I know Geelong have lost their games as well, but some of those were by fine margins. A couple of those you mentioned, all of those were less than 10 points.
But if you look at those two game styles, that's why I feel Brisbane kind of are. They're sort of almost built this way, aren't they? Where like they give themselves a chance in every game because if you're generating that amount of shots, you're getting that many entries. I think they're the number 1 inside 50 team in the competition as well.
Gotcha.
If you are generating that much offense, it's probably only a matter of time before it turns, particularly when you've got that much quality in the front half. I think some teams have done that in the past. Melbourne got a little bit stuck with it with a really poor forward line. I think the Blues had some key position quality but lacked those kind of diminutive smaller players. Brisbane kind of have the full package. They can generate the opportunities and they have the Baileys, the Rayners, the Lomans to actually get the job done and Morris is a tall target.
That's a good point. I think the question will be if Brisbane, who are wearing the Fitzroy jumper, or is that's an old Fitzroy jumper?
It's an old one, yeah.
Yeah, so a heritage sort of look for the Brisbane Lions tonight. If they overuse the footy, that's generally what's going to result in Geelong being able to burn them on turnover. Right? Yeah. It's not about the quality of the forwards that they have, as you said, but Geelong are second in the comp over the last 10 weeks for scores from turnover.
Do you send someone to Tom Stewart in that case? Because if they are if Geelong are going to counterpunch and get those really aggressive defensive half looks, it's probably going to come off Stewart.
Is Stewart definitely in? Because he's been out for the last couple of weeks.
I thought he was in.
I didn't actually double check the teams.
I do have the teams.
If you could let us know in the chat. By the way, I do want to get to the chat while you are doing that. Fiona says we were late. Yes, that was
Always.
yeah, sorry.
In Tom Stewart, Bailey Smith.
Okay. Oh, those are
Out.
big ins.
Very big ins. Out George Stevens, Jack Bowes.
Okay.
Both omitted.
I did see Jack Bowes Essendon sniffing around at the moment. We'll park
Are
that.
they?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at some
Yeah,
point.
you can find that on truefooty.com.au as well.
Absolutely. We have 51 in the chat too.
Bit of discussion around our hair. Shazman says, Dylan, you got to grow your hair back out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like your hair long too. Not that this
you
is
prefer
bad
it
at all,
long,
but
do
I
you?
thought that was your prime. But whatever your wife says is the most important. Dylan, you're a handsome man, but you're handsomer with longer hair. Jesse, as always, keep making models weep. Handsomest footy podcast on the internet. Most Daffer too. Thank you.
Probably true. That's probably true.
That I make models weep.
Maybe not that part. Maybe not so strong. Probably most handsome footy podcaster though.
Me? What about Terry Degani from Blue Abroad?
He's quite a good looking man.
He's a lady killer.
That's a good point.
But
that's
thank
a good
you.
point.
Regardless.
You're in the mix.
Yeah, I'm in the mix. I'm shortlisted. Lance says, if we follow the Guinea-Nachi sequence, Guinea-Nachi, Dill's scheduled for his platinum buzz cut era next.
Platinum buzz cut.
You do oscillate between long hair and buzz cut. You're one of those.
I just get
you save so much on haircuts that way.
Well, buzz cut's so maintenance free.
Yeah.
It kind of is. The only thing is you need to cut it a little bit more regularly.
Yeah.
With the long hair, you can sort of go a couple of months.
You get a bit of microphone head though. Like
yes.
when I've buzz cut it a few times, and
Yes.
there's a little phase there where you look like a microphone.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite element of it.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean by the constant maintenance of needing it cut. But on a day-to-day basis, you don't have to do much with it.
No, that's true.
Whereas the longer hair obviously require, it's in your face, it's in your eyes.
Yeah. Well said. Shadowlight. Yo, Dylan, have you seen the FFN, Footy Fan Network, video of Corns versus Further North?
I have not.
I watched it this morning at work.
What did they talk about?
Has North Melbourne got the group to go and win a premiership?
Okay.
Josh is a real pro. He's really good.
So what was said? Give me the back and forth.
I can't remember the flow of it.
And I can weigh in.
I think, to be honest, I don't know how much they actually stayed on the topic question, but what they did do is Corns sort of laid out some criticisms. Josh made some really good points about how the league's not set up fairly, where if you fall into the bottom four, clubs like North Melbourne can't go and attract the players that other clubs can. So North are inherently disadvantaged, which was all very true.
I know one thing Kane Corns often goes on about is the key defenders. Like he's big on the North not going out and getting a key defender.
Yeah.
Was that discussed?
I can't remember the specific point he made early. Maybe Shadowlight can clarify. But key defenders were mentioned, definitely. I just can't remember.
So
exactly.
the thesis was North are have built a premiership team.
Yeah.
Or are building.
Yeah. Have they got the group?
Have they
I
got
suppose the group, like without taking it literally as the 23, but maybe like the core group of 10, probably.
Yeah.
To win a premiership.
Well, I think maybe is probably the answer.
All right, Liam Gallagher.
What's that?
I said, all right, Liam Gallagher.
Wonderwall. Yeah, gotcha. So what I mean by that is yes, they're probably a couple of defenders short for sure. They could probably use another really elite halfback flanker. They could probably use another elite small forward. So if they get those pieces, I think we're starting to talk about a premiership worthy team as those younger players in the midfield start to improve and Finn O'Sullivan becomes maybe a top 30 player in the competition. Sheasel keeps going. Wardlaw kind of hits his range. I think maybe we're talking about it, but there's a lot of things to happen, right?
Absolutely. I'm just looking on truefooty.com.au, which is where we collate all the trade rumours and they're organised by club. And I've just had a look while you're talking. The 4 players that North are linked to by mainstream media. Darcy Wilson, offered 7 figures apparently. Jordan Butts, we haven't heard about that since May 13th. Lockie Ash, talking about running defenders.
I'll have a piece of that. Haven't we gone hard for him?
Yes, so it says North Melbourne are apparently throwing everything at Lockie Ash, and I think there was a suggestion it was... I don't have it in front of me here what exactly the offer was, but I think the phrasing was they're throwing everything at him.
Yeah.
He's out of contract end of next year, so you'd have to convince GWS to do a trade this year.
Yep, okay.
And Wietering is the other one that we have discussed.
Gee, Wietering should be the absolute throw the kitchen sink at him, give him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty happy with Lockie Ash. It'd be a massive upgrade.
You can probably find those at your local Bunnings.
Lockie Ash?
A kitchen sink.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
you could probably spend not that much and be able to
Get
throw
a-
a kitchen sink at Jacob Wiedering.
Get a good one. Is
Yeah.
that a Bunnings joke? Is that a hardware
I don't even know anymore.
joke?
A few people talking about some debuts. So we got Dylan Patterson.
I've actually got a section in my notes
perfect, 'cause
on debuts because
Talk
there
to
were
me.
so bloody many of them. Okay, here we go. It's debut season, I've said.
Okay.
Oliver Franco to debut for the West Coast Eagles.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Noah Mraz. Let's get
That's
Mraz.
a lot, yeah.
Matt Hill from the Hawthorn Football Club.
true,
I don't
yeah.
know a lot about him.
Yep.
Dylan Patterson debut.
Yep.
Liam Puncher at the Pies. The Pies even have a debut. That's how many debuts we have.
Wow.
Riley Hamilton and Jack Ow. I
Yes.
nearly said Jack off then.
I
Jack
bet you
Ow.
did.
Alex Van Wyck.
Oh, right. Port Adelaide?
Yep.
Yep.
And not a debut, but Sid Draper
Oh, good.
is in the fold to play this week as well.
Nice. I did see some surprise axings. Has Logan McDonald been dropped?
He has.
He
No.
Injured?
Injured.
Okay. Because
Injured. Yes,
I just
sorry.
looked at the article there and it
They did drop a few though. They dropped. Let's go to.
I got it here. Wicks has a hammy. Bice has been omitted. Amati's got an Achilles. Ladham's groin. Roses omitted. Wow. And
Yep.
McDonald has his quad. Waitman back in for that game as well. But Charlie Ballard, another player we talked a lot about through trade
keeps
period,
getting dropped.
got dropped again. So
Yep.
could be quite gettable, you'd think.
Do you reckon he's gone?
I think at the moment, I don't know. It probably a little bit on a knife's edge. That chair is creaking.
It is too. It's making. It's got a like little like.
Fart sound.
It's like a like a hydraulic type thing where it goes.
It's so loud. The audience can't hear it, but I can. I think he is contracted, so Gold Coast hold the cards in that space. But if he makes enough noise, yeah, I think it's very on the table.
Who would for you? Who would like? I think Ballard. I'd love him at North Melbourne,
Yeah.
particularly if I'd love a Wiedering more.
Yeah.
But if we couldn't get him, that would be something palatable for me. That we would bring in a player like that that's ready to go. I think he'd make us slightly better, and he's still that development piece. Where would he want to go, and who else would want him?
The Saints, I think, have been the most linked to him as I find him. So I don't have Charlie Ballard linked to North Melbourne by, as I said, the rule is in this. There's got to be an article. There's got to be a source from a journo, etc. But if I go to the summary page and I type Ballard,
We're doing proper journalist work here
we are.
at True Footy.
We are. I do spend a lot of time doing
It
this.
must be sourced.
It actually only has St Kilda linked. But you think the Western Bulldogs would be another team?
Oh, they'd have to be.
Do you think the Adelaide Crows, I know they have a good backline, but clubs are coming for their defenders.
Butts goes.
Yeah.
Ballard comes in.
The Dogs are sniffing around butts.
Was that deliberate?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. They'll have to do
The
the
dogs are sniffing around butts.
I
Well,
think he's done the old peanut butter trick.
I think North Melbourne was sniffing around butts too.
That's how they got in this mess.
Oh, how do you do this? You can't do this. I'm just watching Zach Bailey highlights. He's
Yeah.
moving beautifully there.
We
against-
are watching this on the BENQ Projector TK705 STI. If we can have a little flashback so the audience can see what we're watching, there is a link in the description of this video and at the top of the chat too.
You know that meme? It's like pure cinema. This literally is pure cinema.
Yeah,
Jesse.
it is. Yeah.
This is a beautiful image. I'm seeing James Kelly with a bag on his back and it's in 4K.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. I love it.
Too many laptops?
Too many laptops.
Oh, too many laptops. As I said, I was watching the soccer on it today and it was just like
Yeah.
I was in my element,
Some
Jesse.
good games today.
Some great games.
Yeah, England got over the top of Congo.
England got Congo pretty lucky. They were very fortunate in that game. A couple of Harry Kane moments.
That's true.
Got them
Yep.
out of jail. The Senegal game, as I said, the 2 late goals for
Yeah.
Belgium.
So stiff if you're Senegal. Go 2-0 up.
Do you think that was a penalty? I don't know if you saw it.
No, I watched the highlights. I was at work today.
It went to VAR.
Yes, I actually don't really remember having an opinion on it. But apparently, it's the latest goal in World Cup history. It was 125 minutes.
So there's that part of it. There's also the part that they scored. They were 2-0 down at like 86 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
They scored 2 goals
Yeah,
from
that's
that
right.
point to bring it back to extra time. That's brutal.
Filth Wizards.
Absolute filth wizards.
Yeah, they've been a pretty disappointing team as well, Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
I think the US play them in the next round.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll beat them.
You think US would win, right?
Yeah, they'll beat them on form. I've said that Belgium, even going back to like the 2018 World Cup, I've been like they're going to be the dark horse. They've got Kevin De Bruyne, they've got Lukaku.
Tielemans was like a FIFA wunderkind.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I remember him at Leicester.
Yeah, I reckon prior to that even prior to that, he was like the junior player in FIFA that would become like 90
What
overall.
club was he at? What was he in, like an academy?
I don't know who he was at. I can't remember. But, I don't know if you played a lot of FIFA career mode, but you could just sort of send scouts places.
And they'd always go looking for Tielemans.
Yeah, I feel like he came up a lot
Yeah.
because I used to play deep into these careers as well.
He's a good player.
Soon I'll be able to do that on the list manager.
Dries Mertens.
Yes.
He's a bit of a throwback player.
Yeah.
I liked him.
And they had the two Tottenham defenders, right? Vertonghen and
Alderweireld.
Yeah.
Alderweireld?
Alderweireld. Alderweireld.
That one.
Alderweirld's a stage, am I right?
Do you remember, sorry, even
That's
like
a Shakespeare reference.
what was it, sorry?
Alderweirld's a stage.
Oh, I don't even know that. You got me.
Read a book.
Yeah, I should. Do you remember the guy with the fro from Belgium?
Yes,
Manchester
he played at United.
What was his name again?
Iconic
player.
Yeah.
For some reason, can't think of him now.
He was like a centre defensive mid.
Yeah, but he could also, they used to throw him forward, stick him in the box. He was one of those like wiry, lengthy.
Yeah, 100%. I know who he is. I forgot his name. The chat will.
The chat will help us out.
FIFA 12, Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley.
Club Bruges, someone says. Fellaini. Yes, well done.
Yes. That's a great shout. I remember him in I reckon it was the 2014 World Cup. Where was the 2014 World Cup? Brazil. Brazil. Here we go. We're away. Edwards versus Draper.
Kind of wish I'd known about the jumper because the thumbnail's now wrong.
I don't know if a thumbnail can be wrong.
Thank you. That's my motto.
That's what we do. That is what we do. Jesse
Escape says, was that deliberate? Surely you know Jesse better than this, Dylan. That was the dog sniffing around butts.
Yeah, yes.
And then
what am I doing?
Shadow Light says, dude, you're making a butt joke after blaming the squeaky chair. For shame. Blink if it stinks.
That's good. Brisbane got a free kick in front of goal through Charlie Cameron.
Chuck Cameron.
What do you reckon the biggest reason this year, Jesse, that the Brisbane Lions have struggled to fire so far?
Defense has been one thing that's been talked about a lot. I think overusing the footy and not making use of it has been a factor. If you look at the decline, I suppose, just at least in ratings points from like McCluggage and Dunkley and all those players except Lockie Neal, basically.
I reckon that's a big one. Yeah. Even Will Ashcroft, who is that player that I think we all expected was going to go to that like elite top level. He went from a 2025 13 player rating points. He's on 9 at the moment.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So even a player like that just hasn't really.
Do you reckon your rating can come down if you're just like if your team isn't cohesive and you're overusing the ball?
Totally.
And so you're just some of these stats are considered more cheap. You know what I mean? Like if your ball movement's not good, then there's a lot of cheap footy going around generally.
For sure.
Right,
for sure. I mean, I suppose their offense has still been quite good. But I guess it's also like consistency across like different, like if you cash in, I know with like the rating points and stuff, like if you cash in on one team, it's not like you get exponentially more rating points, right? If you stuff the stat sheet.
Yeah.
So it's like they might still be up in those particular games, but then they kind of come down from a consistency point of view. But they look up and about in the last couple of weeks already in this game.
It's a good start. Charlie Cameron might have 2 in a minute.
He does.
65 seconds into this contest, Charlie Cameron has 2 goals.
We both tip Brisbane. I know I'm not just saying that because I've kicked 2 goals, but
right.
Clarification, that's important. Jasper Fletcher too.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon he's another one that everyone just expected was going to be a world beater.
All-Australian contender this year.
Yeah, I just don't think he's been that good.
Is that another clearance or is this a replay?
Surely a highlight.
I'm turning into my dad. Oh, no, another one. Charlie Cameron's kicked 6.
That would happen a lot as a West Coast fan too.
This is actually, I reckon... No, it is a replay.
Has to be.
They replayed the entire sequence. That's why it went out of the centre. You can kind of tell just because the frame rate seems to drop. You know when it's a replay, you can kind of tell. I don't know if it's frame rate or if it's just infinitesimally, to use a word that may not exist, slower.
Sure.
I don't know.
Not in that high definition that we've come to expect.
Yeah, clearly.
But on the BENQ projector, it's absolutely there. The clarity is there. Draper bashes the ball forward. It's cut off there by Bruin, who also plays for the Belgium national team. Is that a Belgium surname?
It's Dutch, which means Belgium could be included. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is South African, but as we know, South African names can be Dutch in origin.
They can. North and South, right? The South is French and the North is Dutch.
I actually don't know too much about Belgium and their
Flemish.
like.
And
Yeah, I just don't know like where
the cutoff
which communities are which.
Well, I think that the French border's to the south.
That makes sense.
So that would make sense. Yeah.
How many South African players are there in the league, you reckon?
South African play, as
to
in
go on a niche topic here.
So Tanner Bruin was born in South Africa.
I don't know whether he was born here, but born here or there. But I think he.
Well, obviously because Dutch colony, right? South Africa's a Dutch colony.
Yeah.
So that's how he's ended up there.
Yeah. Man, we're going deep here. But I'm thinking like Tanner Bruin, whether he was born here or not, like probably South African parents, right?
Sure.
Neil Erasmus.
Oh, okay.
Jonty Fall. I'm going to guess because his name's Jonty, which is a very South African name.
It is.
Lucas Robinson is Zimbabwean in this year's draft. Not the same country at all, but you know, it's like
Close.
Yeah, it's nearby.
Yeah.
But let us know in the chat. Any other South African players?
Okay.
Damien Cupido back in the day.
Was he South African?
Yeah, I believe he was South African. Yeah, Damien
right.
Cupido. Yeah.
I didn't even know a lot of those players were South African. Yeah.
Do you know Chris Scott and Brad Scott are Samoan?
No, I did not know that.
Fun fact. This is going to be on the next truefooty.com.au quiz.
Yeah, right.
Ethnicities.
Samoan.
Yeah. Andrew Embley, Burmese.
Didn't know that.
I don't know why I have all these niche facts. Niche facts. Spinkscape says, I came here for the geography lessons. You know, I like to blame the voice breaks on doing so much content and talking for so long, but I'm doing them all day at work now.
Yeah, I actually reckon I sometimes am like, as we get into the stream for longer, I get better. Like my voice feels really tired and scratchy right now.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing through and I feel like you start to get to a point where it feels a bit smoother.
Yeah.
Rogie also says Jason Johannesson, which is a
good shout.
A good shout as well. Is he from Johannesburg?
Well done.
That was crisp.
Subscribe. Spooky Mookie
Good one.
says Ryan Lester. There you go. I did not know that one.
He's a South African as well.
I did not know that one. Brad Scott was supposedly talking to Lockie Neal about coming to Essendon. Yes, apparently. Lockie Neal, I haven't updated the site tonight. I've just sort of come here, but I'll do that a little bit later on.
I've got so all things Essendon on Twitter posted, wowee. Mitch Cleary reporting tonight that Neil had met with Brad Scott before he was sacked and that Essendon are still in live dialogue with his camp.
I wonder if we make too much of meetings a little bit. Remember when all the backlash when Oscar Allen met Sam Mitchell and then he didn't even go there?
Yeah, true.
He went to a different club.
But he was leaving, right? So there was some smoke.
True. Yeah. I think... Yeah, that can't be a shock though. The Lockie Neal right now, we've heard that story so many times in so many different versions.
The two clubs now at the moment that seem the most linked are St Kilda and Essendon,
and Collingwood. Collingwood's still the forefront.
They're still okay.
Yeah,
so
it's just that St Kilda and Essendon have emerged more recently, at least in the news.
Reading between the lines here, and this is just my absolute anecdotal take on Lockie Neal. I feel he does not choose Essendon or St Kilda. He chooses Collingwood.
Yeah, I think so too. St Kilda, there's been a lot of speculation as Brisbane have 3 goals now. Logan Morris. There's been a lot of suggestion and rumour swirling about Lockie Neal and Ross Lyon and their relationship and how Ross Lyon was the reason Lockie Neal left. I have no idea if that's true. I'm going to guess not, because if he's meeting Ross Lyon here, I've also heard the rumours that he loved Ross Lyon. So if that is all, let's assume that they have a really good relationship. I think that opens the door a little bit for St Kilda.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I don't know how much that... if you're an elite sports person like Lockie Neal, I'm not sure he's going, I want to get back to, where somebody that I know or, my friend is. I feel like he's more of that person where he's I'll go to, a new opportunity rather than, returning to the past.
I think, he's going for his... retirement village. so to speak, with all due respect. Like he's looking at the last 3 years of his career.
See, I think he thinks better of himself. I know there will be an element that the money, like if there's a club that can give him sort of like that real, like, I don't know, like generational money, that will change the dynamic or the paradigm for him. But I was thinking he just wants the environment that he'd feel comfortable in. And if he's comfortable around Ross Lyon, I think that opens the door for St Kilda. Yeah, okay.
You'd also make the case, I reckon it would be easy to make the case that St Kilda's next 3 years look better than Collingwood's. Not saying that's definitely true.
That's a conversation.
It's just easier to make the case.
It's a conversation. I think if Lachie Neale goes to Collingwood right now or at the start of 2027, I don't know if that's true right now. But it's definitely a conversation for the next 3 years. But is there any world where if Collingwood can put the sale to Lachie Neale that, okay, we're going to get in, who's a realistic target here? Like, is Mitch Lewis still on the board at the moment as we speak? Ben King still on the board as we speak, right? We bring in a Ben King level key position forward. We've still got Nick Dacos. We've got stars like Jordan De Goey still playing good football. We've got Dan Houston off halfback. We've got Josh Dacos. We've still got a good back line. Look at our defensive profile. We can do this, Lachie, and we can win a premiership in 2027. We can win that particular year. And he's really only going to be looking 1 year at a time anyway.
Yeah, it's just whether they're successful in making that play, because that's a really bold set of calls, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just go through quickly who Collingwood are linked to. Lachie Neale, Mitch Lewis. That means that there's been a report that they've made contact. Logan Morris, albeit that will be 2027. He comes out of contract. Yep. About 5 clubs are linked to Logan Morris. Jed Walter. Tom Morris described Collingwood as the favourite. Hawthorn and West Coast are also sniffing around him.
Collingwood the favourite?
Collingwood was the favourite.
For Jed Walter?
For Jed Walter a few weeks back. Haven't heard anything on the contrary. And now we have 4 Brisbane Lions goals. Levi Ashcroft extends the lead. Jeez, we look good right now, you and I. I think it's the hair, but also our predictions.
They're a pretty easy team just to pencil in, though, aren't they? The Brisbane Lions.
Yeah.
I actually think
we're not heroes.
We're not. No. I mean, we're talking about the past. They've won the past 2 flags.
Yeah,
they can win games of football. They do like playing at GMHBA as well. Like a bit of a worry for Geelong. They just look a bit pedestrian at the moment, don't they?
It's been a slow start. That was a poor turnover by Connor
O'Sullivan. Who would you rather, Jesse? Would you rather more Connor? We'll get back to the trades in a second. Mm-hmm. Connor O'Sullivan or Logan Morris? Both.
Logan Morris
from the same. That easily?
I think so.
Okay.
I think the really valuable key forwards, you take first.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're like building a list.
I think you're probably right. I just didn't think you'd say it that quickly.
Yeah, purely on position, not like their overall FIFA rating might be pretty similar. Certainly at the end of the careers.
What about youth points?
What about list manager rating? Those will start dropping before long.
They both. Oh yes, they both got 4 youth points. They would have.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm putting.
We put Connor O'Sullivan after the fact. We put him up to plus 4.
Yeah, we did. He's a gun.
Geelong, can they mount an attack here? Bailey Smith back into the side. He finds his partner in crime, Max Holmes, who finds a big looping handball. No one really at the end of that. And Charlie Cameron sends the ball inside 50. It's just Zach Bailey all by himself. This is looking really bad for Geelong so far.
What are we, 8 minutes in? Less than 8 minutes in.
Don't forget this is also a top 4, 8-point game.
Yeah.
Like the winner goes into 4th or stays in 4th.
It's going to be 2 games in a row that we do of the top 4 that ends up in a blowout.
That's what Brandon says. I swear 90% of the games you stream is a blowout.
Is that just AFL games and mostly blowouts though? In fairness?
Maybe. We've had some bad luck. Well, we've done some... we did a lot of Eagles streams to start this year. As Zach Bailey makes no mistake, we are 5 goals to nothing. 2018 Grand Final revisited.
Are we going to call it?
Let's get to the stream, guys.
It's over. What happened to
Donnie says, I've seen enough. The Lions are winning 3 in a row. Look, I'm not going to lie. The Lions coming back and returning to what they were is my best case scenario as an Eagles fan right now.
Do you think the Lions playing like this will trouble Freo?
I think that is like the one thing that could threaten Freo right now.
Just because of their how composed Brisbane are as
and
a club.
and the finals experience too.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to get the best Brisbane. Well, you don't know, but you could.
Yeah.
I think that would scare them far more than a Sydney. I think it scares them more than Geelong and Hawthorn too.
I'm starting to think with the Sydney Swans that they could be in a bit of free fall.
I don't know if their form has been that bad.
It's not been good though.
No.
It's not been strong.
No, but if as far as form slumps goes, it's like we're talking a couple of small wins and then a big loss at the Gabba.
Mm.
Did they lose to anyone else? Not really.
No, they didn't. But they've had to save a couple of games.
Yeah.
They've sort of got over the line a little bit fortuitously, and then they get that sort of humbling as Brisbane
Bailey.
go forward again.
No way.
Oh my
6
days.
goals to nothing. Remember, Alex Williams says Geelong are still on their bye. That is a thing that's known about Geelong. That's a meme. They're terrible off the bye.
Oh.
But I think this is probably worse than they would have anticipated, though.
Didn't even think about that.
Which player from Brisbane or Geelong would you want the same haircut as? I can see you as a Kai Lohman.
Me?
Yeah.
Like
You have to bleach your hair.
blonde, rinse, buzz. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Rogie says, I'm glad we won in 23. I'd be sick watching Brisbane go for the 4-peat.
That's so true. So you reckon that one for me on the Loman one?
Yeah. I reckon you'd look like Lohman if you bleached your hair.
I reckon you'd be he's right there on screen. You're a bit of a Lawson Humphries.
That's fair. Yeah. Mustache and curly
You
hair.
should look a bit the same.
Yeah?
There's a bit there.
There he is. Yeah. His hair's a bit curly than mine. Mine curls longer.
Yeah. Yep. What do you look like with long hair?
It looks terrible. It's really matted and thick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Not sure if I trust you with your evaluation, but
it doesn't look good. I can probably get up an old True Footy podcast and
let's see.
Find it.
I do remember you having like a very mullety.
Yeah, that's the worst my hair's ever been. Yeah. But that was for bands, so it's fine.
That is totally fine. 76 on the chat. Thanks for being with us, guys. Donnie says game's over in the first 15 minutes. It might be.
It's borderline.
They need to do something.
We've got 76 in the chat. Really good numbers. Thank you for being here, guys. On this Thursday night. It's been scintillating. Verge Buster. By the way, while we were talking, Brandon says, Jesse, get the Ollie Dempsey look. While we're talking, I gifted 5 memberships to people in the chat tonight. Brandon Cavallaro, Big Said 55, The Freak Show 83, El Goons, Jason Crossland. So congrats, guys. Those are just free memberships. I can't choose who they are. It is randomised. So forgive me.
Jesse, whose list would you take?
Out of these two?
Yeah.
I think you'd go Brisbane on the basis of their depth of young talent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and in terms of the here and now, you only have to look at last year's grand final to make the case that Brisbane have the better list right now. But they do have their first shot on goal here, Geelong. Sorry, their opportunity to kick their first. That's what I mean. They've kicked 2 behinds.
I reckon when Cam Rayner is playing like this and he's really aggressive and he's tackling, Brisbane's like, what do you say when a player's like that he's a barometer for the team. He's like, he gets them and energizes them.
Neil has missed to the left. He's hit the post, in fact.
Needed that.
That's the Shannon variety, I should say.
Needed that. Woody says, how's the newest St Kilda player doing? We're talking...
Campbell Lake?
Campbell Lake. He's been going
That's
all right.
a strange way to ask the question. I wonder if he means something more cryptic.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Oh, no, he means Lockie Neal, I bet.
Yes. I haven't actually seen him
too
much in
we've
this
sort
game.
of been chatting about South African heritage.
He's been their best player this season.
Someone said Jack Darling. I didn't know that.
Is South African?
I didn't know that. But fair
yeah,
enough.
right. Do these guys all speak Afrikaans?
I've no idea, Dylan.
You should know that. If you're going to bring it up, Jesse.
I'm going to guess that Neil Erasmus would. I only say that because he was NGA. Whereas I don't know if anyone else was.
But that only means that his parents are from there, right?
Yes, but it sort of proves a link that like the South African is not that far back.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And so there's a
bit more
chance that
intrinsic.
he might speak
Pick up
Afrikaans.
from Dangerfield. Tom Stewart goes inside forward 50. Geelong just enjoying a bit of forward half football. Brisbane just look really well set up at the back.
That being said, they squirt a kick out, and that's a strong mark taken by one Handrews.
If you remember the last game that these guys played back in round 10, and it's probably been, I reckon the beginning of the season for the Lions was a bit like this. They lose Starcevic. Who's the... Leicester's sort of filled that role, but everybody else has kind of had to step up, which I think has hurt their defence overall. And when these two teams played back in round 10, Manor really got off the chain.
Yeah.
If you remember. I think he kicked
six.
5 or 6.
Five
yeah.
or six, yeah.
Yeah, in that game. So they've struggled a little bit to deal with the small forwards. It looks like in the last few weeks, they've just figured it out.
Yeah. They did go pretty hard, reportedly, from Butterick last year as well, which I thought was a bit curious, but it kind of makes sense.
Makes sense. Because you, like, who's the guys that are stepping up for them? If you have a look at their team, you'd be talking... Really, you're talking about, like, Bruce Revel comes into the team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's more of a wing, but he sort of can play back there a little bit, right? And Kitty Coleman
Yeah.
would be the other one that's played this season.
Probably more of a rebounder.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they're
Yeah.
more offensive type options, whereas
Exactly,
like Starcevic was that genuine lockdown.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
defensive player.
Turnover. Can the Brisbane
Morris-
Lions kick 7 before Geelong kick their first? Logan Morris has kicked it. This is entertaining stuff.
It's fucking over. What's Bailey Smith doing? Looks like he was like calling for VAR.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone was near
He's
that.
like, I thought he was like offside.
Yeah, yeah. 7 goals, 0 behinds. Brisbane lead Geelong by 39 points. The fans would be shell shocked right now.
They would. They'd be having
They wouldn't have seen
emotional
this-
trauma.
Wouldn't have seen this happen too much at GMHBA.
No. Well, the last time this would have happened would have been Brisbane, probably. Maybe not. It didn't happen in the same manner.
Yeah.
What happened? What was about like the Bailey
Sean
Smith
manner.
thing?
I'm not sure.
Look at Morris just goes across goal.
How many has he got? 2 or 3? I'd
2 at
say
least.
Yeah.
Oh, he put his hand up to say sorry.
Well, it was his turnover. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or offside. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going with. Lockie Neal tries to win the clearance, but Mullen pulls it away from him.
Mitch
Edwards. I think he was a +1 at least in the points ranking.
I reckon we gave him +2.
+2 in the end. Draper gets it forward. See, I was going to bring up the recruits as maybe...
Oh, wow. How
the
was that?
hands!
Now that's an event log moment.
That
if
is
you
an
were doing-
event log moment. That is a disgusting handball.
That's for the True Footy members of the website.
That was Leo Steed-like.
That was. How very noble.
That was beautiful. What I was going to say about the Lions, I think a part of their maybe lethargy in the first part of the season is the fact that they brought in Draper and Oscar Allen at the end of last year, and probably neither of those players have really got going this season.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Allen's been injured a lot.
He's been
And
injured.
I think had one good game around that. I think Draper's similar. I haven't been keeping close tabs, but I think it took him a while to impact. I think he has been playing better recently.
He started to look a bit better, but
Yeah.
he's not had a good season.
No, you definitely wouldn't say.
I think when
overall.
you bring in 2 experienced guys like that, to probably you've won a couple of premierships, you bring in those guys, you expect them to be the ones kind of driving it and be hungry. You
Yeah.
want them to hit the ground running.
It can take a while for a recruit to come into an established team, though, right?
Is that scary for the competition then? Are we like...
Possibly. I mean, Oscar's body is so cooked, with all due respect. Like, I really do want him to succeed at Brisbane. But, I mean, he cannot keep it together physically. And therefore, that makes me think it's probably not a warning sign or like alarm bells for the rest of the comp.
Do you think he could be the sort of player that if he got his body right, like he had a bit of a, sort of a mini preseason type thing, and then they brought him back like just for the finals, do you think he could do something for them?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm a
okay.
big believer in his ability, especially with a strong midfield.
Yeah.
But it has been a while since we've seen his best form. It's been 3 years. When did he kick 53 goals? 2023. 3 years since he really fired a shot at AFL
Yeah.
level. So it's getting a little bit worrying.
You feel like even if you could just come in and be a body. Like he could free up a Morris,
Yeah.
for example.
By the way, I also want to say to Rogie, you made a suggestion that we include a ladder predictor on the draft simulator. It is now there.
That's Rogie's IP.
That was Rogie's idea. Yep, absolutely. I've now implemented it. Separate to that, we also have a ladder predictor, which is free for anyone to use. That is outside the membership. It's a tab on the website. So it just works the same way as Squiggle, basically. But then there's a separate one for the drafts.
Little change to
Draft
just the tips.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
Well, it definitely is, yeah.
Before we came on, I ate a sort of chicken wrap type situation like really quickly, and I'm still dealing with it. Just the like.
Did you say chicken wrap?
Yeah.
Like,
Like you can't do that. Like it's just like
I've worked for 9 years on this channel to do whatever I want.
like that makes me feel uncomfortable. It's so, like it's so.
Where does it rank against two-man urinal from last
No,
week's
I
show?
liked two-man urinal.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that again sometime.
I just didn't get it, but I liked it.
It didn't make any sense. That's why. As Brisbane surge forward, Logan Morris tries to do the Loman move and it doesn't pay off there.
Steed move.
Yeah, it was a little bit panicky.
Oh, Fletcher runs it out. Oh, Stewart wants a free kick.
4:21 remaining.
Well, this is...
Rogie says, how do you refund 20 months of memberships? I think he didn't like my joke.
Yeah, okay. That's real power, Jesse. From Spinkscapes. I will shout out Spinkscapes. Is he coming? Let me know if you're coming down to the Champs game tomorrow. Big one. SA Vic Metro, Spinky. You going to be there? Distant Line says, how good is Brisbane's Guernsey?
It's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I care for this?
It's all right.
The thing is for me, so like the Fitzroy jumper that I remember as a kid is that like...
The red one?
The bright red, the North Melbourne blue, I call it. Which people would call royal blue.
Yeah, but that's also our blue.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So North Melbourne blue.
Yes.
and the yellow or gold.
Yep.
They were also an absolute train wreck at that point.
Yeah, they were. But Paul Roos is a really good option on 23-0.
Yeah. Did I see that West Coast, like if they don't win another game for the season, they'll sit as like over a 5-year period, they break Fitzroy's record as the worst
I don't know.
win-loss ratio team.
Can't wait to hear more. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Probably.
I thought
we
you
must
might
be
have-
pretty close.
Does that hurt?
No. But it should. But I have been ground down to within an inch of my life supporting this club. Like in terms of my spirit as a fan, the damage is done. Nothing else hurts.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you're almost ready for that, like final form, like West Coast break a record like that. Freo win the premiership.
Oh,
and
there's nothing left to fear.
There's nothing less. Yeah,
nothing left.
yeah. You've been fulfilled at that point.
You know, it did occur to me. We'll be doing grand final day here. If Fremantle win the premiership, think of the views. People flock to see the guy who didn't put Murphy Reed as 4 points, the Eagles fan.
Oh shit!
Think of the views.
It'll just be like, we'll probably get like 10,000 people just coming with receipts.
Yeah.
They'll be smashing us through the projector, through
Yeah.
the BENQ TK705 SDI projector. Oh, they'll be gunning for me, Jesse. I feel like you've in the Freo world, you're the saviour.
Yeah, I'm the good cop.
You're the good cop.
So there's 2 minutes 33 remaining. We are 30 metres from Geelong's goal. They have not kicked a goal yet. And Dangerfield might change that. Doesn't look good off the boot, but the crowd is reacting negatively. It is a behind. Somebody was speculating that when was the last time Cats held scores in the first quarter? Yeah, certainly at GMHBA. I wonder how many times that's happened. Oh, sorry, goalless, yeah.
Yeah.
5-42.
Ugh.
Geelong's starting to get a little territory, but Brisbane now rebounding. I'd say it's been Geelong's front half for most of the second half of this quarter.
Yep.
but no goals. As Dunkley looks inboard. It's a good kick, finds Morris. He's had a big quarter. He must have had like 7 or 8 touches. It's not it was a better kick than it looked. Kyle Lohmann takes an uncontested mark in front of Tanner Brunn, I think.
A little bit of a knee slide.
This would be 8 goals if he kicks it. 8 goals to nothing in the first term.
It doesn't happen. Like the Geelong crowd, they're not used to this. The last time this happened, and I don't know if this is true, 2000 and the West Coast game.
Oh yeah, yeah, but in reverse.
Oh, they.
Wait. So did you say you looked up when it last happened? When there were last goalless in a quarter?
Yeah, but no, because I just said it. I didn't look it up. I didn't do the work.
Yeah, it was the other team. But it's conceivable that we kept them goalless in the last quarter. I don't think so. No, I think they kicked 1.
But you guys came back on them.
Yeah,
yeah.
I reckon they kicked a goal in each to the 3rd and the 4th, if I had to guess.
Gotcha. So, looking at the stat sheet, Charlie Cameron has 2, Logan Morris has 2, Zach Bailey has 2, Lohmann has 1, Levi Ashcroft has 1.
Excuse me. Only a Voss-led Carlton could drop this game. That's a good call.
Yeah.
And Kate Smallman, member of the channel, Smallman, says, I hope Freo win the flag and I'm a diehard Eagles fan.
That can't be right,
yeah,
can
it's horrific.
You can't do that.
Here we go. Can Geelong score? Max Holmes sends it to the goal square. Shannon Neal, it's worried out of it by Harris Andrews, who descends upon the ball. And they might just get out of trouble. It's a blind snap kick that finds Levi, who takes a juggling mark.
On Tom Stewart there. Do you think there is that, like, there's a bit of I smell a bit of Western Australian brotherhood when it comes to the football?
Nah, I don't think so. You do get what we call freegles. And a lot of them, that's a real thing. It's a real thing. I didn't make that up.
It's not a thing.
I did not make that up. Freegle is a term.
That has never been, tell me that has never been used.
You'll hear it in WA. You won't hear it outside of WA. Freegles, yeah. And
it's like those things that get on your cereal.
I find it's more likely.
What are they? Weevils?
I don't know. The joke went over my head. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I find it's often sympathetic Eagles fans who adopt Fremantle as their second team. In my anecdotal experience, Fremantle fans never adopt the Eagles as their second team.
So what is it about West Coast fans that allow that to happen?
I think there is a perceived arrogance about West Coast. So you don't take the more successful club as your second club. But if you're an Eagles fan who has sort of followed the game for a long time, as long as you get to goal with 3 seconds to go, my
Danger
God.
just went bang.
Kate says she's not a freegle. Fair enough. So why do you want Fremantle to win the flag?
Is there like you said, there's a bit of a sort of, with the West Coast Freo thing, there is a little bit of a class thing there in Western Australia where
I don't know if I'd use the word class. I think you'll find
that's definitely a thing in South Australia.
I think there's definitely a working class identity to Fremantle. That is true.
Yeah,
I think you find these days now it's probably more about which suburb you live in.
A bit gentrified.
Yeah, there's a Fremantle identity, right? So that includes a lot of the neighbouring suburbs that are not part of Fremantle as such. But if you're south of the river and you live in Coburn or something, you probably, and they train there now. They didn't always, but you're probably I'm a Fremantle person.
Because I wonder if that. I sort of wondered in my head if that West Coast element being the ones that would adopt Fremantle as a second team, it's almost a bit of a intellectual superiority thing where you kind of go they don't worry us. So I like them.
I think that's somewhat true. They were not threatening through the 90s, right? The first let's call it even 10 years of their existence, they were a banter club.
Yeah, exactly.
They have completely changed now. But I think that is possibly part of the psychology that allowed Eagles fans to adopt them. Whereas I think, again, totally anecdotal, but I haven't met too many diehard Fremantle fans or even just casual Freo fans that are I like the Eagles too.
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think something popped up in my social media stuff where I think it was WASEN or something. And there was a call out that West Coast fans should adopt Fremantle.
Oh my God, that was Barra. That was Adrian Barish.
Okay.
That was the worst thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was not well received.
Okay. I just saw that and I'm
what's the reason for it?
Why though?
Yeah. So we get another premiership. We can just add it to our collection because we support Fremantle.
It doesn't work. Sport doesn't work
No,
like
it
that.
doesn't,
The
does it?
closer someone is to you, the more you hate them. That's right. That's why North Melbourne hate Essendon, right? That's how it all works. Adelaide hates Port Adelaide. You don't come
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, totally.
It's what divides us.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what football's all about, division. Somebody said, I'm a Freo fan, Kyle. I'm a Freo fan and hope the Eagles never leave the bottom four.
Exactly. That's how it has to be.
Harley is in the chat. Shout out Harley. He says, I'm a Freegal.
No.
No, he's excuse me. Harley lives in Melbourne. I know Harley personally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not a Freegal.
Freakle. That's like so fucking bizarre. Like I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Does that let us know in the chat if that exists amongst any other fan base? Like, is there something that exists like that in Adelaide?
Yeah, like a crower or a pow.
What did you
I'm
say,
trying to merge
crower?
crows and power.
Oh, crow as in crower.
Yeah, crower. Yeah, surely not.
Crawt.
Red Lightning's from Melville. I used to live in Melville for a number of years.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, it's where I used to live still.
Red Lightning. Okay, diehard Eagle, don't like Freo. Hate Collingwood even more.
Yeah, I don't share the Collingwood one.
You don't care?
No, I don't see them. I've never seen Collingwood in the same way that most people do, the cliche way.
I did when I was younger, for whatever reason. Like once I moved to Melbourne, and maybe there's a small part of it because when I first moved to Melbourne, I lived in Collingwood.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I enjoyed their rise in that 2023
Sure.
season.
yeah,
Craig McRae was, he was being expressive and he was doing new and innovative things, and I got around it a little bit.
Yeah,
and now I
yeah.
don't hate them as much.
yeah. Fair enough. No, I actually kind of liked them around the time we beat them in the grand final because I thought being in Melbourne for that game, I had really positive interaction with so many Collingwood fans after. They were
Gotcha.
actually like really good.
That team as well, I think, was another one of those sort of endearing teams, I would say. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't majorly built off the back of superstar players. Like they had a fairly makeshift forward line from memory.
Yeah.
I was overseas at the time, so I probably wasn't following it.
It was a rapid rise as well. I don't know if Collingwood played finals the year before. So it was a big
Yeah.
surge. It was probably the most surprising grand final matchup that people wouldn't have expected 12 months earlier.
Wasn't Buckley
Of
in the
the
lead up
last
to that
year.
grand final? Well, sorry, the lead up to that season, like under the
Yeah.
he was under fire.
Yeah.
Like it was
a little bit
almost
of the Hardwicks.
bit of the Hardwicks, but
Yeah.
he didn't actually get over the line.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. He also had this real nice guy perception that year. Do you remember, I don't know if you would, but like the banner broke before the grand final? Like during the players ran out, the banner disintegrated because of the breeze.
No,
And the lady who made it was like sobbing, and there's footage of Buckley going over and
man.
consoling her. Like
Yeah.
I think his personal brand changed that year as well.
was that? I don't know if he did that like during his coaching career or after, but he sort of did. Like I remember around that time, he started to like speak a little bit more about his upbringing and how he was like as a player, and how he was a really like difficult person and difficult character to be around because he was just like he was such a winner.
Right.
That he probably like he said like he's talked about it later, like he didn't really lead properly. He just
Okay.
led from expecting everybody else to be like he was and have the same mentality as he was.
Interesting.
So he had sort of unfair expectations. I know he's spoken about that since. I don't know if that was kind of, he may have done that after his playing career. He may have done it after his
Yeah.
coaching at Collingwood.
Not sure.
Do you reckon he'll get the Tassie job?
I do.
So do I.
Yeah, I think there's a bit to play out with, guys like Hinkley and Longmire and whether they find new clubs. They could easily. Simpson as well. But, I mean, outside of Longmire, Buckley would probably be... Does he actually have a better resume than Hinkley? Probably not. Now I think about it.
Made a grand final versus prelims,
Yeah.
but like
It's pretty line ball there.
Very
But I feel
line-
like Buckley's probably a little bit more of a
motivator.
sellable player, a person as well.
Yeah,
like a
because of
figure
his
in the
brand
game.
as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that.
I reckon Hinkley had more consistency as a coach, but Buckley
Yeah.
had like I guess the better single moment, closer to a flag or whatever.
Yeah.
I
I'd say
just-
Longmire is probably his biggest threat for that role.
I agree because of the development side of like Longmire's always got the best out of young players as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something. But
That's true.
I also do think that they're looking at like, he's just gone to, it feels like the perfect mix that he's gone to. Most people in the AFL consider Chris Scott to be the best, if not one of the best coaches in the competition. He goes there. It's almost like they've just sent him there for this apprenticeship under Chris Scott. And they're like, work under him, in the same club. Like, he's going to see everything that Geelong are doing for this year or a couple of years or whatever. Come in and coach Tasmania.
Yep.
And bring all of that IP.
Absolutely. That's a good shout. We do have a few in the chat. Lance says that's because you don't have an ounce of anger in your heart, Jesse. Oh, that's nice. That's true.
What's that about?
I think it's about not hating Collingwood, I think. Harrison says...
How come no one said that about me?
I'm a North fan, but from WA, I always have a little bit of love for Eagles and Dockers. Usually I find that fans who support a non-team from that state hate the local teams. Again, anecdotal, but that's my experience.
Wait, say that again.
If you're in, say, WA or SA and you support, like, Hawthorn,
okay.
I find that those types hate the local teams.
Hate the local clubs.
Probably because of the media coverage.
Yes, yeah, good shout. Good shout, actually.
But he's the opposite. Shadow Light did ask us about the Tassie coach interviews, and he says, short list of Bucks, Ken or Horse. Who would you pick? I would take Horse out of those three, and then maybe Ken over Bucks.
Really? So I'd be Bucks 1.
Well, the Geelong Bucks 1 over Longmire. Really? Why is that?
Just stated. Yeah, I think he's had experience as a coach. I know that, like, people will say that coaches who have their second stint don't do very well, but that applies to all of them, to be fair.
Sam Malthouse.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Matthews.
And Matthews,
so
yes.
Did you say third?
Malthouse was... Oh, Malthouse was West Coast. I thought for some reason...
Western Bulldogs.
Did he coach the Bulldogs before West Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Eagles were his second. He won 2 premierships, then he won another one in his third with Collingwood.
Correct. And Matthews was another one, Collingwood, and then the Brisbane Lions. But I don't think when you're looking at the Tasmania job, you're looking for that young up and coming coach, because you're not planning to win premierships straight away anyway. So you want development.
Yeah,
that's basically what it's all about.
That's true.
And you want it, like, essentially you want to build the foundation of that club. So I think John Longmire would be a very good shout. I think Ken Hinckley's a little bit older than the three of them. Is that fair to say?
I actually thought John might have been as old, at least. I actually don't know.
Maybe I'm doing that purely
Bucks
off
would
visuals.
be the youngest.
Bucks would be the youngest. I sort of like that element for a young club as well.
I feel like Hinckley was playing still in the early 2000s, and I reckon John had finished before that. Look at me first naming them like I know them.
Longmire definitely played in the 90s.
Yeah, Longmire did. And Hinckley, I thought, might have been around in like 02 still.
Yeah, okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, Longmire and Hinckley are probably similar age.
Yeah.
Let's say that. And then Buckley's a bit younger than both of them. I think he's got a bigger status as a player, and I think I suppose you could say Ken Hinckley's got unfinished business as well, but the combination of that for Buckley, the unfinished business, and being at a top club like Geelong now as an apprenticeship, I just like the combination.
Fair. I'll just point out, Geelong have actually had more shots at goal.
That's mental.
It's 1 goal 8, played 8 goals straight. I mean, I think Brisbane's looks have been better.
Yeah.
But Geelong are +7 inside 50s as well.
Which is a little bit at odds with how these two generally play.
That's true.
Brisbane are usually the team. Like, we actually talked about it off the top. We're like,
it's a poor kick.
It is. Straight to Bailey Smith. We talked off the top about how Geelong, they're that efficient team. They move the ball quickly from the back half. They score at will. Brisbane are more of that, like, repeat entry team.
I actually don't think this game is over at all. Geelong now lining up for another shot on goal.
Wow.
Buckley is 53, Longmire 55, and Hinckley 59.
Yeah, I mean,
so Longmire is only 2 years. Sorry, Longmire is only 2 years older than Buckley.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I reckon Longmire played in did he miss the 99 premiership? Jeez, I can't remember now.
Who? Sorry,
Longmire.
I actually don't know. Yeah,
because he was a North player.
Yes. Yeah.
Another goal there for Geelong. Shannon Neal puts one through, so they're coming back a little bit. Jesse calling it there. Let's be real. It's aesthetic with those three, probably more than anything. Buckley.
Yeah. It's like Sheedy to GWS.
No, I actually meant like with judging their age. Like Buckley is just in better shape, so we think he's younger.
Yeah. You've been compared to Kevin Sheedy.
How is that possible?
The Borat and Sheedy show.
The Borat and Sheedy. Fuck
we
me.
considered a permanent rebrand there. Can never shave.
We've got 102 in the chat, Jesse.
We do.
Great numbers for a Thursday night.
Shall we?
Incredible to be with you.
Take this opportunity just to flash what we're watching this game on. The BENQ TK705 STI.
Look at the close-up right now of Shannon Neal's
Bulging biceps.
I was going to say granular skin.
Look at the vascularity on that, man.
the vascularity. Look at the...
Geelong are actually coming hard here.
Danger fumble.
Dangerfield with the double touch. Can he...
Go.
This is where he's
kicked
good.
it. He's got the goal. Oh my God,
back.
Dangerfield.
We're back on.
That was a Willem Dersma type moment from the West Coast Richmond game.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Dersma was left-footed.
That was right.
Yes. Dylan, can you please inform me on how to pronounce Jack Ough?
As I understand, his family would say ow.
Yeah. Only if you punch him hard enough.
Oh, Jesse.
That was terrible.
Look at this. Look, it has time to fumble. That's what you can do when you're that athletic.
True.
When you're that vascular.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Dangerfield is. He is vascular.
Longmire retired in 99. Buckley retired in 07, which makes him seem a lot younger. That's a good call. I remember Bucks. I thought Bucks would, if I had to guess, I would have thought like 09, but a couple of years off, clearly.
Yep. I don't remember Hinckley as a player, whereas I do remember the other two. Obviously, status plays into that too.
Yeah.
Oh, Lockie Neal's gone down in the middle of the ground. Wow.
Oh.
It
looks okay now. As in, he's getting to his feet, which is a good sign. He didn't just stay down. Bailey Smith with a classic up and under kick.
Yeah,
inside, doesn't even reach inside 50. That was woeful from Bailey Smith. That was genuinely terrible.
You might be right, though. Geelong might be back here.
I feel like, I know it's so easy to say when they were just getting shots at goal, but I feel like the tide started to turn a little bit where Brisbane's last few goals actually came against the play.
Oh, 50.
And now Jeremy Cameron.
No, it's free kick.
It's free kick the other way, is it?
Yep.
Oh, dear. That would have been huge.
Are they going to pay 50?
They should.
Oh, did you see that?
No, I was watching
Rayner got him. So he got thrown into the... He got pushed into the contest.
Friendly fire.
I don't know if that... Was that should that have been a free kick?
Yeah, I think he pushed as he kicked it, lost his feet. I think it looked like a free kick to me. It doesn't take much to throw a player off his length. That's a cricket term.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Brisbane go inside 50.
Cricket term. Shut up.
It is, sort of.
I know it is.
Reveal.
Rebel. They flick it around.
Oh, who's that? Is it McKenna? It's a poor kick. It's intercepted by Mitch Edwards.
Is that one of the most frustrating things in football? The snap around the body that goes shallow.
Yes.
I hate it.
It is.
Yeah, it's so unsatisfying.
It is.
What would you compare that to?
My brain had already gone there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked.
I was like, it's like a... And then I just stopped thinking because I knew something.
I'm going to be
bad
really
would
honest there.
happen.
I asked you that because I was scared you were going to ask me first. And I wanted to get in.
Oh, I love watching you try and make analogies in general. It's like a fish who... What's that saying? A fish who's not in its water.
Oh.
A snap gives me finesse shot vibes. That's a great call, New Heaven.
What's that, sorry?
A snap gives me finesse shot vibes. In certain FIFAs, I don't know about all of them, but in certain FIFAs, the finesse shot would just, you'd lose all your power. And I think there was like one that was really bad, like 15 or 16, around that era, where a finesse shot would just never score because it would just always go straight to the keeper because it was so weak.
Gotcha. Couldn't get that power on it.
Yeah. There's just flaccidity to it.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that flaccidity. I reckon the last FIFA iteration that I played, I reckon it was like 2017, 2018. Like I was repping a Karim Benzema for Real Madrid.
Did you have a career mode or were you Ultimate Team kind of operator?
I was more just like play with a friend.
Oh, okay.
And I would often do it if I was like coming back home on holiday or something to Australia, and I'd just play with friends.
Neil concussion test is coming through in the chat and we see him run off.
Yeah, looked a bit jelly on the legs when he tried to get up. He got hit really, really hard by Cam Rayner's lower leg.
Yeah, gross. I was a real career mode operator on FIFA.
Did you have who was your favourite team?
I would generally go Liverpool, but to mix it up, I liked Leeds
What time period are we talking about here?
I reckon I would have been playing in late 2022 or 2021.
Okay, so Liverpool were good.
Yeah. Accrington Stanley had a famous career mode with them.
Accrington Stanley, that's a London club?
Like Southern. I don't know if it's London. I can't remember, to be honest. But before we go any further into this topic, we'll then move on. But on early FIFAs, like FIFA 08,
yep,
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe there was a joint venture between Football Manager and FIFA. So the Football Manager they designed the actual career mode, so it was way more in depth. Then somewhere along the line,
FIFA took it back.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but then the career mode got way simpler. But there was a time where you could do really in-depth stuff in FIFA. And there used to be a budget that you could max out. And I maxed out the FIFA 08 career mode budget. I could not make any more money.
So you, Jay from In-Betweeners,
completed it. I did,
completed it.
Back then, career mode was unlimited, whereas I think it eventually became 10 or 15 years.
You've actually said, you've gone the more sophisticated way around trying to tell me that you completed that game.
Yeah. I would have played 30 years at least. And I still remember the number, not all of it, but it was 1,624,000,000 and then a bunch of random numbers.
Is this at Accrington Stanley?
No, this was at Liverpool this time.
Okay.
It was the absolute limit you could make on FIFA, and I reached it.
You reached it.
I completed FIFA 08.
Completed it.
On the PSP.
Was that 08? Was that Robbie Fowler? Were you banging in goals with Robbie Fowler?
Was he there in 08?
He might.
It would have been like Ryan Babel.
Okay.
Babel, as I would call him.
Yeah, I would have called him Babel.
Fernando Torres. So I reckon Fowler was before that.
Do you remember? I still remember that Fernando Torres finish against Chelsea, where he cut inside on. I think he cuts in on his right foot, and just that bender. This was late Fernando Torres at Liverpool before he went to Chelsea.
Yes. Spoiled through from behind. 50 plays 26 is the scoreline. We have 103 in the chat. Thanks for being here. Chuck a like on it.
Brisbane are on the treadmill right now.
Red Lightning have 600 hours on 2K.
2K? Is that is that basketball?
NBA, yeah.
Yep. Look at Jesse FIFA flexing. That's exactly what's happening here.
I just love career modes. That's why I'm building the list manager. The game I always wanted.
Mortal Wombat has just said Josh Smiley is up for selection in round 20 this year. Okay. How do they know?
For VFL? I guess by the injury list.
Just based off, okay.
Probably playing VFL if he's not. I don't know. Is he playing VFL at the moment? Because you'd think he'd need a few weeks in the VFL.
I don't think so. I don't think he's playing VFL right now. I think the timeline's bigger than that. But, I'd love to see him play.
Yeah. Put a smiley on my face.
Get the band back together.
Harrison drops a Troy McClure joke. That's good. I get that. I've had that 3 times this week.
What's that?
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such films.
Is that a Family Guy?
Simpsons.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you call yourself a millennial.
Sorry.
The cats here. They look good, is the end of that sentence. Jeremy Cameron. Oh, is that ball going to bounce through? Oh, wow. How long was that goal? I've already forgotten who kicked it. It bounced that many times.
Shannon Neal.
It was Shannon Neal.
His length is incredible.
Wow. And the vascularity.
Who uses vascular as an adjective ever?
Bodybuilding community.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So they say
And as you can tell, I'm jacked.
His vascularity is incredible.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Would you pick Herbert, or Dill Patterson for fantasy this week? I presume as a defender. I picked Franco as a midfielder.
This is AFL fantasy specifically.
Yeah.
Franco?
We're really more game day squad people, but...
Yeah, we are this year. Franco?
So Herbert, and Patterson, the 3.
For whatever reason, Herbert feels like the safe option.
Mm-hmm.
If you want... Genuinely, if you want the ceiling and the potential of a big score, I'd go Al.
Yeah.
He's the most likely to get 30 and 8 tackles.
He does get a lot of possessions, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Whether he gets that on debut.
To be fair, I don't know that much about Franco and the sort of numbers, but he strikes me as a bit more of an impact player. Where Au is that real kind of big. He's like 195, 196
Who was
centimetres.
the first player?
Franco.
Oh, he's not in this mix. We're mixing. I said Franco.
Oh, you said Franco.
So it's Herbert, O, and Patterson.
Yep.
I would say Patterson probably the most risky there. I'd say
Patterson risky from a scoring point of view, but then like job security comes into this too, right? So like,
does he have job security if he just debuts in round 17?
Probably not.
I think Herbert has the most.
Herbert has the most, and that's why I said like he's safe.
Yeah.
He
He would be my choice for your safe 60, 65.
Yeah.
Stewart.
And he's mature age. So
That's true.
that just always helps.
Yeah.
This is an on game.
Yeah, this has flipped.
Who
Geelong
said
are all
we
over
get
them now.
blowouts?
Yeah.
Stinkers.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Cats are all over him.
was that Gallup? That was what I was going to say.
Jack
Actually,
Martin.
Jack Martin's kicked the goal.
Oh, he has on his left. We're back to 12 points.
Woo!
Now it feels like Brisbane are at sea. And they're still 12 points up.
They're still 12 points up, but we're not even halfway through the second quarter, Jesse.
I know.
This game is fast scoring. Sorry, I was going to say
That's
that you know when I mentioned about Draper and Allen before, like, do you think a part of that with like having Allen's, not that he's been available all the time, but that's a part of the reason that Gallup's had to go back because of Allen coming into the team?
Probably, although Allen's not in the team now.
No, he's not. But then at that point, are you still just structurally saying, well, Gallup's going to play back?
Probably. Yeah.
So that's hurt him.
That's true, although he seems to be going all right.
You know, he's going all right.
It's not the worst thing for a young key position player to spend some time developing back to. Like, it could pay off long term.
True.
Ashcroft, can he get the clearance? He cannot.
Well, that's in the back, isn't it?
Yeah, Lohman wins a free kick. They need a momentum breaker.
Little
Great Wall of Jimby
Eminem.
asks, dream draft for the Eagles if we only took our first 3 picks. That's a good question. I haven't even decided on our first pick, let alone the rest of them.
Yeah, so give me picks. So we're talking 3.
Yep.
Open pool 3. We're talking the next one to be about 20, yeah?
Yeah, because we generate one for a matched bid,
Yep.
and then the next one's a few picks after that. So let's call them top 25 picks.
Yeah. It's so hard with that third pick at the moment. I feel like...
I'm going to go to your power rankings. So first pick, Drever, Teixeira and Snell. Could Leo Steed move into that conversation?
It's a good question. Like, I'd say, like, if you just isolate Leo Steed's football brain, like, his brain is great. He's like, I don't know, like, he would have the number one football brain, his creativity, incredible, his ball winning ability, his work rate. He's not very athletic though.
Sure.
Like, so there'll be times, this is where you kind of notice his athleticism. There'll be times he'll be running with the ball.
Dangerfield has kicked down the full.
And he'll get pushed into pockets where he has to retreat because he can't run around someone.
Yeah, okay.
For example. And like maybe a Teixeira could or a Butler could because they got that burst. So he's not very athletic. He's very small at 176, I want to say, or 177 at the moment. So undersized, light body, with a lack of athleticism, but an extremely talented footballer and an unbelievable football brain. I wouldn't think that player would go much like too deep inside the top 10.
Yeah.
That's just my take on history. But like there'd be a part of me that's like, geez, just like he's so exciting and he's so fun to watch.
Sarong vibes?
Yeah, a little bit. He's not as kind of powerful as Sarong.
Yeah.
And granted, I didn't watch Sarong closely when he was playing under 18 football, so I don't know how much he's sort of developed. But Steed more reminds me of probably Lachie Neale, who's a little bit more slight.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
A little bit smaller. Even like parts of me, like sometimes the way he moves is a bit Zach Butters, but I don't think he's as quick as Zach Butters either. So
yeah,
something in there. Lachie Neale's probably the best.
Yeah.
Just really clean, smart footballer. Creative. So to answer the question for West Coast.
So like Drever, Teixeira, Snell and Steed would probably be, and maybe Noah Williams after that would be the...
Yeah.
What about Coda Edwards?
Coda Edwards would be in the mix.
Ashcroft kicks it behind.
Who would I honestly go for West Coast? Like, I'm probably at this point, like if you put a gun to my head, like I'd probably go Clancy Snell.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
There'd be like there's that group of midfielders like Teixeira, Drever. Yeah, you could throw Edwards into that mix as well. And then like Steed and that. Like there's with all of those guys, I feel like they have some great traits. I'd say Teixeira's the most balanced.
Good contest. Will
Great
Ashcroft
contest.
snaps. Another
That's
behind.
If that was a grand final, that goes in.
Yeah, true.
All of those guys, like they kind of have like some deficiency in their game, I feel.
Yeah, that's fair. Excuse me. That's fair. With the later picks, a little bit hard to say this far out. I'm just looking at your rankings again, which you can find on truefooty.com.au. Members can see some draft profiles as well you've done. You've also done under 18s champs event logs, which is what it's called in the file, but it doesn't make much sense to other people. What would we call them?
They're basically like me watching the game, and I've got a large amount of different traits, like
Trait tracker.
A trait
That's
tracker.
what it is.
Yeah, it's a trait tracker. So like when someone does something that jumps off the page to like an AFL level, they basically get a point or a cross at the same time. Like so when some of their like major errors or things that are notable, but like like what I said there about Leo Steed, where he gets caught in a pocket and he can't get out of it. Those things kind of get noted against their name, and they go into this overall tracker. And then you can also sort them by different things as well. That is able to be done right now on the website.
Yeah.
So you can sort them by different categories. So you can find out, instead of saying like, Dylan, who do you reckon the best kick in the draft is? You can go and check out the trait tracker. So it's a handy tool. I reckon in a perfect world for West Coast, I reckon you'd be going probably one of the midfielders at the top. And then you're hoping desperately that someone like a Mitch Harris is there at your second pick.
Yeah.
So you get that key defender.
That'd be hot.
Yeah, like a pick 20.
Yeah.
I just don't know how realistic that is. And so like, let's say you get Teixeira at your first pick and then you get Mitch Harris. I think I'd prefer that than Snell paired with what's a good example? Jordan Knapp maybe.
Okay.
As like a midfielder, like an accumulator.
Yeah. Somebody just said that Richmond will get Cody Walker because Carlton can't match. I've just gone into the draft simulator on the website and I bid on Cody Walker with pick 1 from Essendon. Currently, this is based on the current order, they would match with 7 and 17 and they would fall 166 points short. Which is okay, right? No, because there's a 412 carryover cap. They're 166 past that. They're past the carryover cap.
Okay, so they do have to make a move.
Yeah. So as it currently stands, yeah. But yeah. I think they'll trade.
They'll work something out.
Yeah.
Even if it means jeopardising future drafts.
Yeah. They've got Sydney's future first as well.
Yeah.
So
they got plenty of picks from that Kerno deal. Like they might have to cop it a little bit, and I suppose that's the whole point of this. Making clubs make trades that disadvantage them for the fact that they're getting a player above their ladder position.
Yeah, exactly. I might go to the...
I was actually going to say before, do I need to remind you to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
This is the longest you've ever lasted.
I reckon it is. We're halfway through the second quarter. And Brisbane just kicked another goal.
They did, through Eminem. But
the question was from Sportsnut, where does, I think that's Malady, sit at the moment?
Will Malady?
Yeah.
I've got him about 20. And I think like there's a world I could see him being, if he was a bit bigger, I think he would be potentially in the top 10 mix. I would say that, but he's kind of a third tall type. He's not, I don't think he's powerful enough in the air to go top 10. I'm keen to see the rest of his champs though. He played more in the game against the Allies. He played more as like a hit up forward. He plays tomorrow though, against WA, so it's going to be a big game. WA have got some pretty strong key position defenders too that he's going to go up against. Geelong, there's that little Manor. Oh, good tackle. It's like Gardner, I think. Max Holmes going down the race. This game is heating up. 20 points to difference. If Geelong can strike back one before half time, got a serious game. Oh, Lachie Neale's back, the producer tells me.
He's not playing, he's warming up.
He's warming up. So he's past the... Jack Martin's got a shot in front of goal here for the Cats. This will put it back to a 14-point ball game. 100 on the chat. Guys, thank you so much for being with us. And also thanks to BENQ for delivering us this live stream tonight on the BENQ TK705 STI projector. Jack Martin kicks the goal. It's a 14-point margin, 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Shadow Light. Malady sounds like a last name that Eminem could do a rap about. Yeah, absolutely. George Dimer or Marlon Neocleus as Smalls? Good question. Very good question. I think I'm still a Nuke man at the moment, albeit, like, I personally don't think, as much as it stands right now, Marlon Neocleus sits, I think, at like 11 on my ratings. I sort of think that he ends up going about the 15 to 20 mark at the end of the day. I just think that with his size and with his lack of genuine leg speed, I do think he kind of slides down a little bit further. Like, it's unlikely that a player like that goes that high in the draft. Everyone will say, oh, he's a bit of a Nick Watson. Like, he's not really a Nick Watson. He doesn't kick bags and bags of goals. He's more of a creative player, more of that sort of half-forward type player. So generally speaking, like, granted, at that half-forward role and the creativity, the scanning, the ball use, it's really, really good. So I think he can go in the upper echelons of the draft, but I think maybe 10 is like a little bit too high. So I think he ends up going at about 15 at the end of the day. Dimer's an interesting one. Again, very small. I think he's probably got a little bit more of that, like, compared to Neocleus. He's a little bit more fleet of foot, and just the below his knees stuff is just so good. He can attack the ball at pace, genuine speed coming through the ball, collect it really quickly and get boot to ball very, very fast. So he's dangerous. I think I would still take Neocleus. I reckon, Dimer's maybe pick 30 at the moment, I would say. I mean, maybe Dimer can go higher than that. They're not too far away from each other. Let's say Dimer 20, Neocleus 15, something like that, I would say. Connor says, is Neocleus more of a Dobeston type?
Is he more Dimer dozen? That's terrible. Continue. Answer the question.
I gotcha. Dimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That's good stuff, Jesse. Glad you're back.
It was worth interrupting. Yeah. Brisbane go forward here. They could use a set. That's out of the full.
Turnover. Is Neocleus more of a Dobeston type? In a way, I think Dobeston, I mean, they both can be a little bit closer to goal, but I don't think, like, they don't have the pace of Watson. They don't have that sort of explosiveness, I think, is the issue. So I actually think Neocleus is a little bit more of a bit more high IQ than a Dobeston, but Dobeston kicks more goals than what Neocleus does as well. So there's like a bit of that. Like, even at school footy, like, I remember Watson in his draft year, Watson was kicking like ridiculous amounts of goals at school footy. They were like 8s and 9s, kind of more like what like an Archie Butler is doing at school football, where and Butler's got that genuine explosive pace.
He had an 8 for, didn't he?
He had an 8-7.
Wow.
Couple of
15
weeks.
shots a goal.
15 shots a goal.
My word. As Brisbane register behind through Connor McKenna.
And that was like a 35 bag as well. Like 35 disposals, 8 goals, 7.
Filthy. 15 score involvements just by like his shots
just
at
off
goal.
Scoring shots. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's probably what you're looking at that like Nick Watson level player. The one that's really dangerous. And like Watson, to be fair, like Hawthorn drafted that, and that's exactly what he's turned out to be. Incredible. He's second in the Coleman.
Lewis says, because Carlton finish, say, 10th, they lose that 10% discount. They will only have 21.55 points. That's true. I don't know if you missed it, but right before, I just ran it through the truefooty.com.au draft simulator that members can access. And as it currently stands, Carlton don't have enough points to match. Yeah,
that's all true. So like everyone, I'm getting asked this a lot lately, like what are they going to do? I don't know the answer to that of what they're going to do, but they're not going to Like they're not going to somehow miss out on Cody
Yeah.
Walker. They will. There are levers that they can pull.
A club might exploit their situation.
If you're one of the other clubs, you'd want to be sniffing around,
Yeah.
and you'd be saying like, well, okay, like we can, because they're probably what's going to end up happening to Carlton is some of those Kerno picks, like you said, they're going to have to lose them or take a haircut on them,
Yeah.
to change their picks.
I actually wouldn't be against West Coast trading down. You'd have to factor in the Eagles would lose their extra pick that's generated for being a top 5 pick. But like
The problem with that too, they can't leverage it. So if you could could swap that pick and give it to another team, you'd be like, well, you're also getting that pick, but you can't. You're just giving away an end of first round pick for nothing.
You are, but you'd build it into the price and exploit Carlton.
But you can't really build it in for them because they get nothing out of it.
No, they get nothing out of it, but you can say you have to make it worth our while. But we have the pick that could unlock it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's probably very unlikely.
But wouldn't they want to wouldn't they prefer just to deal with someone that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they would. Well, they'd probably offer their second pick, which is currently 17 with Sydney. I suppose that could come down a little bit. Shannon Neal's kicked another goal. This is game on. In fact, I'm leaning Geelong at the moment.
We said Geelong, right, at the start?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We said Brisbane, no chance. Could the Eagles trade a future to get back into this draft? The problem with doing that is that Georgiades, if they're committed to getting him next year, they might need that future first. Plus, it's a valuable one. So I think we'll keep our powder dry.
So in that scenario that you just said with doing the deal with Carlton, even though I shut you down, what would it look like?
I don't know that specifically. I was thinking the Eagles could move back a little bit and get, say, a Mitch Harris and a player around that level.
Yeah.
But it's too early for me to have hardline opinions on that. The draft is still evolving, right?
Yeah.
The draft.
All I know is like someone will do a deal with Carlton because there'll be something in it for them.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
And they'll figure out the points. And they know that they don't have, what do they got? Kudafides in the following
28?
year? 28 draft.
I heard, I don't know if this is 100% true. Somebody told me that there was another Walker brother too. But
I think that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't even seen Kudafides play.
Yeah, right.
Is this Wiltshire?
Lewis says, would Alex Davies be an upgrade on Elijah Hewitt? I think he would come in and play better footy right now. I'd say Hewitt has a much higher ceiling, and therefore, if you're asking me to keep one, or pick one, I would still rather Hewitt.
Hewitt's got way better athleticism.
Yeah, I'd rather roll the dice than go for the safe bet in Alex Davies.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a game tomorrow, Alex Davies would be the guy you pick.
He's a depth player, Alex Davies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't have that cut through. I think he'd be like a handy pickup if you got him for cheap. This Catman comes on stream.
Yeah, no. But, we'll see Ollie Franco, because if Franco's good, probably don't need a thingo. Davies.
And I think that's fair. Like, I think like an Alex Davies kind of level player, you can sort of get that by different means, right? You can kind of, you can get those in mid-season drafts,
Exactly.
that sort of type of player.
Yeah, or you might get a Durham or a Newcomb if you're lucky.
You might get a Durham or a Newcomb.
But yeah, I agree with where you're going with that. 9 points the margin at halftime. A minute 45 remaining, but I'm just marveling at the fact that this game was just about over. 8 goals to nothing.
I was going to say, what was the biggest margin? Was it like 43?
I reckon 43 points, because I think Brisbane were 8 goals before Geelong scored a goal. I reckon it was 48-5.
It looks like Brisbane have just completely run out of gas. Like Geelong are just transitioning the ball at lightning speed from the back half.
I'm going to get the numbers up at this game.
Connor says, is Jacob Van Rooyen's brother similar to Jacob? I would actually say not at all, other than the fact that they're both kind of key position height. Like Van Rooyen's, Jacob Van Rooyen is like 195 and more of a key forward. Benji's like over 200 and more of a sort of, not that he's immobile, but like he's more of that, like he's less mobile than his brother. He's bigger, taller, and moves a bit more like a train.
So it is plus 15 inside 50s to Geelong.
Wow.
They've also had 2 more scoring shots.
Have the Lions just gone into complete, like, shut up shop?
There's a goal scoring end. But not in terms of shots at goal, just in terms of accuracy. Because Brisbane are 1 goal 6 this quarter. It's Brun. Can he give the Cats one last look at it? Yes, he can. Dangerfield has taken a mark. And this would potentially cut the margin to 2 points at halftime. Brisbane's first 8-goal start completely erased if he kicks this.
Such an impressive player, Dangerfield.
Geelong were also +4 at clearance.
He got done by the South African. Brun.
Sounds like a car engine starting.
Yes.
Brun.
I feel like I used to drink there was a yeah, I did. I used to drink a beer.
It's to the right.
Just missed it.
Brisbane hold a 7-point lead at halftime.
Ever drank the beers, the Belgian beers called Leffe?
No, I'm more of a 1664 type operator.
Okay,
Is
Kroningsberg.
that Dutch or is that Belgian?
French.
Oh, I knew that.
1664 is French.
Damn it.
It's close.
Did drink that. What are some Belgian beers?
Leffe is
Yeah,
one. That's
yeah.
a sort of mass market one.
Yeah.
There's is Delirium, Delirium's a bar in Brussels, but I think it's also a beer company as well.
I'm cultured.
Shut up. Chimay Blue? Chimay?
Google AI is saying Trappist and Alley Ales.
Yes, Trappist.
Golden Strong Ales. I don't know if that's a brand or a type.
It's like the monks, right? Some of these beer names.
Yes.
The middle-aged monks. Like from the Middle Ages. Not
Right.
middle-aged, as in 35 to 50.
Oh, does that make you middle-aged?
Well, here we go. People are in the chat. Le Chouf, Le Trappe are Belgian. Yeah, I've heard of Le Trappe. I haven't heard of the other one. Le Chouf. Duvel I've heard of.
Yeah.
Is there like a beer called like Chimay Blue or something? I remember having that. It's like, they're really strong Belgian beers. Like
Chameau Money says Chimay.
Chimay, yeah. Oh, that's a good call. Stella is from Belgium, isn't it?
Sounds like a DiCaprio film. I think he's talking about Interstellar. Is that a DiCaprio? It's not. It's Matt McConaughey and
Interstellar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Matt McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I actually haven't seen
I don't
that.
think he was talking about Stella.
You were thinking of the Dream one,
Inception. Stella
Yeah.
Artois. That's the
Stella
obvious
Artois.
one that I was missing.
Yeah.
That was the
That's
obvious
like a
one I
mass
was missing.
market one.
Yeah, that's like the cheapest beer you can get in England.
In England, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
People judge me. We'd go to the Weatherspoons and order a £2.50 Stella Artois. And people are like,
it's-
oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm
Is
poor.
that how much it costs? £2?
Yeah, at a Weatherspoons, yeah.
Wow.
$5 Australian for anyone wanting to do the math.
That's crazy. I reckon if they were here, they'd be like one of the more expensive beers.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's imported.
All the prices here across Australia are London prices. Yeah.
That's right.
Joel says, does it really matter? Is he talking about this conversation? Probably.
It probably
Let's talk about
doesn't.
football. We got 97 in the chat. Thank you for being here, guys. Check out the link in the chat and the description to find out more about this BENQ TK705 STI projector.
Just have a look at that dynamic range.
Wow. Look
And
at the
and just the pixels that we're dealing with here. The color science behind this thing is
Resolution.
quite incredible.
yeah. It's a genuine A grader.
It is a genuine A grader. I'm moving like that. I'm just getting this all in line right about now. When you fully, we've kind of got some studio lights up ahead here. And we've got some other ones out the front. When you fully go quite dark in the room, just the burst of color that you get from this bad boy is quite incredible. And it really is an unbelievable experience to watch sport on the BENQ TK705 STI projector. We love it, Jesse.
We do. We're very blessed. And we're blessed to be watching a great game of footy at the moment. It's oscillating from one side to the other. I think Geelong honestly holds a much stronger position right now, considering how many more times they've had the ball inside 50. The territory game's better. They're beating them at their own game at clearance. And the momentum, I think Geelong is definitely more backable here. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with it. I'm not sure if I care about the fact that they've sort of dominated the game and have had that territorial dominance and have beaten Brisbane at their own game, like you said.
Yeah,
I
so
suppose there's a
irrelevant.
psychological element of that. I more feel that now that, what are they behind by 7 points, coming into the second half where they've got the home crowd, and what I witnessed there with the fact that they were just running on top of the ground compared to Brisbane. Just at the end there, I noticed Brisbane guys running back on transition looked like they had the concrete boots on. So I'm concerned about Brisbane's run. in this game. Lachie Neale obviously copped that big hit just before, which is a little bit of a concern. It's pretty evenly poised though, isn't it? Like you could imagine Brisbane come out in this third quarter, get a good start, and then it's kind of back on their terms.
Yeah, that's true. It's highly possible, yeah. They do seem a bit off. Brandon, I think, asked how much the projector cost. It is retailing for $2,299 Australian. It has actually been reduced by $200 recently.
Has a little sale on.
Yeah.
On the Benny.
Halftime projections brought to you by Projector, says Joel. I project that Geelong win this game now.
Oh, that's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
We should have done that.
Yeah, it was well done, Joel.
So you've switched.
Shadow Light says only I just noticed it's a projector. I feel like we've been mentioning it a lot.
Just noticed it's a projector. Oh, well, we should maybe talk about it more.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, Shadow?
The TK705.
If you were teeing up though, I love the World Cup. So I would probably want to buy one of these just to watch it, just for the World Cup. So what are we at now? We're coming into the round of 16. There's a few more round of 32 games.
That's right.
Get one in time for
Australia.
the World Cup finals. I mean, this thing's great.
Absolutely.
Shamo
Money says, are y'all doing that Essendon trade target video for every team? Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
Not every team has a lot going on. Essendon is probably the busiest right now.
I think we'll definitely focus
will.
on the teams that have
Yeah.
a lot going on, and open to feedback too, guys. Like if you think of what you'd like to see in those videos, like we sort of did that one a bit around the best 23, some of the trade options and the draft options, like how you'd like those to go. We're sort of open to ideas on those as well. Maybe a Richmond one coming soon.
Yeah, we might start with those sort of bottom teams. Yeah, because that's where we live, Dylan.
We do live
our
there.
teams.
Yeah. Hey, we're in the top 10.
Yeah, true. I actually did forget. That's fair.
Give me that for the few weeks that it lasts for.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, that's completely valid. I tried to drag you. I guess I meant historically, like since we've been making content.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think Collingwood would be a really interesting one. Adelaide's looking a bit busy as well.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, especially if they get Zach Bailey.
St Kilda.
Yeah. So we'll take a broad approach. Whereas I think someone like a Geelong is interesting. They only have one player linked to a potential move, and that is Jack Bowes.
Geelong are one of those teams that everything's really quiet, and then all of a sudden they land someone.
Yeah.
Still could land Zach Butters.
I received a discreet direct message a few weeks back saying Geelong have actually offered a contract to Elijah Hewitt, but it's not going to see the website until it's reported in the media.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah. That would just suck.
Rehabilitation.
They're like pick 48.
Yeah.
Elijah Hewitt turns into an absolute gun.
It'd be something like pick 48, and then you guys have to send another pick back to them. They get a
higher one.
How have we lost pick 3?
We done it again.
Yeah, and then Elijah Hewitt, you just know that he's going to turn into a gun.
Yeah, at Geelong you would feel confident, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Birdman, thank you for the super chat. He says, thoughts on Jaylen Brown to Philly? I don't know anything about basketball.
Oh, damn it, because I don't either.
I have seen some talk about this, and I had no idea what any of it meant. I think there was a bombshell trade that happened today.
Okay. Honestly, my thoughts on basketball, I love, I can see the appeal of the product of the NBA. I like to play, not that I do play either, but I do actually like the sport to play it. It's a fun sport to play.
Yeah.
I actually find just the up and down nature of basketball and the lack of variability in the game a little boring.
Yeah.
To watch.
I'm not a fan personally.
Yeah.
But it's on a lot in my household, so I do catch a tiny little bit.
NFL, I'm getting around NFL.
Yeah?
I find NFL a lot more interesting than basketball.
Do you remember arena football?
Arena football?
Yeah.
Or is it like a Madden or something?
America had their own AFL. It was called AFL, and it was arena football. It was basically like AFL X, but less stupid. It was like a truncated version of an NFL, and it was under a roof, I reckon.
Right.
Hence the arena. Let us know in the chat if you remember that. I remember watching it and going, this is sick.
Yeah, right. I don't know that one. I'm sorry we couldn't help there, Birdman. Appreciate the super chat. Need to brush up on my basketball knowledge, obviously.
Connors wants me to search up Mick Conlon from Fitzroy.
Mick Conlon, I know that name.
It rings a bell, but apparently a very vascular man.
Mick Conlon.
I'm just going to...
Very vascular.
He does look pretty thick
Can I
around the
see?
bicep area. I don't see a lot of
Hall of Fame.
vascularity in here.
You could prove this vascularity, whoever said that.
Google Images has not returned any veiny results. Thank God.
Braden Crocker says, thoughts on the Essendon updates on Neil, Walter and Bose, Jesse? We have touched on it a little bit.
They are yet to make it to the site because I've come straight from work basically tonight, so I haven't had a chance. But Neil.
I'll ask you a
Start
question
with that, yes.
about Lachie Neale.
Yeah.
Is that a good move for the Essendon Bombers?
100%.
Talk to me.
Hard to go past that. From a immediate improvement point of view, yes. From a leadership point of view, cultural point of view, yes. They've got cash to splash. They're probably looking for people to pay with all the rumored exits right now. I think he would fit in like a glove. I actually did read that I think part of the pitch was some years and a transition into coaching, which could be, what he's after. I'd imagine he'd probably get there at that anywhere, most clubs would be willing to take him on as a development coach eventually.
Yeah.
Slam dunk if they can pull it off. He just needs to be tempted to join that project. And at the moment, without a coach, it seems hard to sell Essendon.
Devil's advocate, and I don't actually feel this way, so I'm just going to just put it out there of like the opposition to it. They've had a player like Zach Merritt, who's probably been that, like, I'm not saying Lachie Neale's not a leader, but he's probably had some stuff going on in the background of his life a little bit lately, and he's probably at the point in his career where you think that he kind of wants to go somewhere maybe a little bit more for himself, I suppose, and they've had that in Zach Merritt, who's going to be walking out the door. Could that sort of interfere with the club building that they're trying to do? And I'm making up that narrative. It's not how I feel.
I think if Neil were to accept the trade and accept going to Essendon, he'd come with the right mindset. He wouldn't accidentally get there and be like, hang on, this isn't Collingwood. Like, you know what I mean? He'd know he'd be taken on, whereas Merritt has been sort of disillusioned over a period of time.
Yeah.
So I think they're vastly different
While also
situations.
signing large contracts.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, very different situation, I would say. Ben Cousins at Richmond is very vascular, says Connors.
Extremely.
I've seen that one. Yeah, that's an enormous picture.
Extremely vascular. We had
Walter, I think they... did it come out that they'd offered him $6 million over 5?
6 mil over 5 years. So original offer, $800K per season over, I think, still 6 years. Up the ante. More than $1 million a season to basically beat off the entire competition.
He's going to be a very busy man.
Yeah, he is.
On the one hand, you think they need to do that in the position they're in. They need to like outbid other clubs for someone like a Jed Walter to do like power to them, especially if they have salary cap to burn. On the other hand, you could just see it happening where one day we're all like, remember they offered him $1.2 million for Jed Walter and he only kicked 50 goals for him?
Yeah.
There's that lurking sensation
or that
in the back of your mind.
Or it's one of those ones where he doesn't go there, but they're like, remember when that money was actually offered to him?
Yeah.
He didn't take it.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
That being said, without biasing against Essendon just because I'm like, Jed Walter at Essendon probably fails. That's probably not the right attitude to have. I think looking at it right here, right now, if they can pull that off, that's a good move.
Do you think there's any danger in any of these moves where, like, is it as simple as these things are mutually exclusive? There's going for players like Jed Walter and you have to do what you have to do to get those players? Or do you think those things like going for Jed Walter or Lachie Neale or whoever it might be can also disrupt what they're trying to do?
No, I don't think landing players of that caliber.
So that's just good for you regardless?
I don't think that's disruptive.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when you consider the pros and cons of the money is that Essendon have money to burn and they need to actually pay players. And they're going to have players leaving. Zach Merritt, like they're going to have even more salary cap if they trade him. They need to pay someone. So like as far as that, they're sort of insulated from that risk.
Could you make an argument, though, that their development at the moment and like they haven't got a coach, we know like it's not really a secret at this point that they have poor development, but they're working on it, obviously.
Yeah.
They're trying to put money into that part of the club and they're trying to build a culture where players can actually develop and get a lot better. Is there anything in kind of almost putting these big money moves off until you think you're ready and you can bring someone in that is more likely to flourish?
No, I think that's a little defeatist. You know,
It
if you've got
maybe.
so much money, rather than just delaying that.
The only
into
thing that I
future.
would say with that is like maybe I would be targeting more of that Lockie Neal type, and remembering that
Sure.
my conversation before was actually it was a devil's advocate play.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't actually think that.
Yeah.
So you go for that.
I think that would be the bigger win of the two.
Yeah.
Getting Lockie Neal.
But that's when you go like how much would they be paying Lockie Neal? Do you know?
Well, given that Collingwood were offering $1 million, let's say ballpark that, or maybe slightly over.
Yeah.
That's the
They got to
rumour
get that
anyway.
one done.
Yeah. I think that would bring more success down the track. On the other hand, you'd still be pretty happy with Jed Walter as a consolation prize. You'd have Nate Caddy and Jed Walter in your forward line.
Why do I know he'll
And
flop there though?
Akinola.
Why do I know it?
We don't know.
No.
No.
Caddy, I mean, like, from a talent perspective, if they got Jed Walter in, and again, there is an element where I don't trust that they're going to put it all together because it is Essendon and they've just got recent history of proving that to us. You got Roby, Sharp, Farrow in the midfield. You've got Kako as that dynamic small forward. You've got Caddy as the other key. So then you've got Walter and Caddy, and you've got Zach Reed down back. Now, granted, the back line needs a lot of work still. That's like a pretty decent start though.
You haven't even added pick one.
And pick one.
So that's Harry or it's Arky. Then, you know, at the moment they hold picks 1 and 19. And then they'll get another one. Could they add a Tyson Bradley? Or, you know, that kind of key back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They do probably need one still. Because who did we have in there? You had, I think, no, not Farrow. Who did you put? Oh, you had Jackson Pryor as the centre half back. Just because of an absence of clear options.
Yeah,
Right?
that was with Ben Mackay and Reed
That's
down
true.
there
That's
too.
true.
So
Yeah.
that was more of
Yeah, that's a good point.
aesthetic on the page.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm with you.
they are like, I mean, I think Ben Mackay probably has to be seen as just not that level of player that they thought that they were getting.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a fact now.
Yeah. No, they probably would add one, but no, I think the talent is there, and therefore the development part is so right. I suppose to Essendon's maybe not credit, but one thing we need to factor in is they've had so much turnover from top to bottom at the club. Like how many CEOs have they had in recent times? Craig Vozzo's there now, right? He also took some leave. No, Welsh.
Welsh is there now.
Yeah, so where's Vozzo? Vozzo's still involved though.
Okay, so this is so complicated.
Yeah.
Vozzo didn't Vozzo leave
The chat
and then
will be able to
came back
clarify.
in a capacity of like
He stood down in December 2025.
yeah, but then didn't he hasn't he been now commissioned to like look at the failings of the club or go around and scout
Yeah.
other successful clubs to
think
bring
he's-
that IP back to
I think he's
Essendon?
still involved. Yep. He
Yeah.
stood down, that's right.
And they've got bloody board members stepping into like administrative roles and vice versa. It's like
yeah.
it's a little all over the place.
Yeah.
And then obviously like what type of coach do you think Essendon should be looking at? So we know that they've favoured going for this like Essendon person, whatever that means. We know James Hird now is absolutely in the mix to be the coach. Matthew Lloyd's been thrown in there for shits and giggles as well. Who would you go? What's the perfect coach for Essendon in the situation that they're in?
I don't really have a strong opinion on like the next batch of best assistant coaches, but I would lean toward a younger coach.
Really?
And you try and pluck that.
I think I'm going to go anti-you here.
Yeah.
Continue.
My reason being for that is how young their list is, and it's very akin to West Coast when they signed McQualter, is that getting that sort of older generation. The idea is that the younger coaches can maybe relate
That's
more
true.
to a Gen
That's a good point.
Z team, right? So you know, someone like a Hinkley is a fair bit removed. I think Longmire, Simpson, these guys are probably just a little bit too experienced. Does that make sense?
It does. I went the other
Probably
way
a bad
though.
way to phrase it, but
I sort of went in the. I sort of see Essendon as maybe in that situation of like a Melbourne
like Paul Roos.
yeah. to Melbourne before
I don't think
the
you'd say
Goodwin.
no. You wouldn't say no if like Longmire offers to do that. You wouldn't say
I
no.
think so. I think the unproven coach in this situation, like as much as there is more success. If you go back and look at other coaches, that younger, hungry coach is more successful. But I'm not sure they are when they start with a group like Essendon and they have to build it from the ground up. They're more of like their ideas are usually more creative and they come up with new game plans and things like that.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily take the club from ground zero. Like Sam Mitchell at Hawthorn, I think it's a different case to Essendon. Like they were a more experienced team.
Yeah, but narrowly, because in 2023, I reckon that was Sam Mitchell's first year. They were the youngest team in the comp.
Yeah, I more mean that not even necessarily from an age profile point of view. I mean that from they don't have anywhere near the baggage of this Essendon team.
True.
In regards to
Well, that's going to apply to anyone, right?
But that's why I think you need the experience.
The experienced coach. Maybe. Somebody said in the chat, Birdman, when was the last time an experienced coach has actually worked out? There's not too many equivalent situations to this. The one that you made is Paul Roos, and that was successful.
I think also define working out, because I think for Essendon, the next few years for them is not about winning a premiership and making finals.
No.
The next few years for them is about building a platform to be able to do it. That's where I'm coming at it from.
It's like West Coast.
Yeah, I think so. But then, they have gone for McQualter, and I think they're tracking okay. So
McQualter, I think his strengths would be educating and building connection with his team. And I think those strengths, regardless of age, do need to be the strength that the new Essendon coach has.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Longmire is necessarily that guy, just because he's been in the game for so long and he's used to successful teams. But like I said, if Longmire's nah, give me a shot, you absolutely do it. Or at least not even say that, but hey, I'm keen.
If you were going young, do you have anyone in mind?
Somebody said in the chat, Jamie Graham.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those perennially
touted
assistant coaches. Ash Hansen.
Yep. Egan.
Is it Matthew Egan?
Not Egan.
No, is it St Kilda? Corey Enright.
Enright.
That's a good shout. Matthew Egan.
It's a guy that broke his foot and never came back. Centre half back at Geelong.
More of a Ben Stokes man. Who else? Gian Siracusa.
Oh, yeah.
Lee Tudor has been an assistant for a long time.
So Gian Siracusa was at Essendon, right? Moved to Hawthorn because he wanted to get a senior role and he didn't think he'd be able to get that being at a club like Essendon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That'd be ironic then if he ended up as their senior coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Fraser could be available.
Josh Fraser could be available.
He'd be compelling, wouldn't he?
Which would be absolutely
vastly different situation though.
That would be absolutely mad.
Yeah. Matthew Egan has coached Essendon, so fits the Essendon person. Was he a caretaker coach or something? Matthew Egan?
Don't know. Geez, I'm mixing metaphors more than ever. Oh, Lachie Neale straight out of the stoppage. Brisbane look a bit more high energy at this point. If you were picking between the three Essendon guys that have been linked, I suppose, most heavily, and I'm going very Essendon here, James Hird, Dean Solomon, Matthew Lloyd. Who are you taking?
James Hird out of that three.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's worth a roll of the dice.
Yeah, exactly. The mystery box is huge there.
I do like how passionately he wants it.
Yeah.
But he may not be unique from that.
I don't know how much I feel like there's such a large element with James Hird where he was such a good player.
Oh, Dempsey has kicked the first of the second half and we're down to 2 points.
I think that was Tunstall who just didn't kill that ball. Bad mistake.
He hits Dempsey. A very half-hearted Ronaldo, Sally.
Oh, did he? It
was the Sue, but it was a bit like that.
Oliver.
Probably.
Can you believe he was taken at pick 13 in the rookie draft?
Yeah.
2021?
I knew roughly that. That's crazy.
Absolutely mental.
They love their late pick gold mines. James Kelly.
Oh, James Kelly.
Yeah. Well, he played at Essendon, didn't he?
He did. He went there after he finished at Geelong, yeah. Look at that wide run there from Dempsey. Late run into the box. Oh, that's a shock.
You really are mixing metaphor.
Shocking defending. Shocking defending. Would you have Dean Solomon last or Matthew Lloyd last on that list?
Matthew Lloyd comfortably last. I don't really have a strong opinion on Dean. I think it's a little bit harsh to judge him by his win-loss ratio when he's coached two basket case teams as caretaker.
I loved how everybody jumped all over Kate McCarthy the other night for suggesting that AFLW coaches be considered for AFL coaches when literally Matthew Lloyd was thrown up by the mainstream media to coach Essendon, who coaches a bloody teenage football team.
Yeah. Who said it? Wasn't it like Barrett?
Barrett said
Yeah. Fuck. Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, well, it is. But
They do a show together, don't they?
They do a show together.
Yeah. Do you reckon Matt was just like, hey, I got a line for you this week. Can you say this for me? You feed me most of my jokes before the show. You give me a little list and you get me to pretend they're my jokes.
That is so not true. And I do not want credit for that. Oh, dear.
Dimmer is a Bombers man. I think that was talked about.
Oh,
Was that on the live stream? We actually talked about that? Like the idea of them trying to poach Dimmer.
Yeah, again, that got bought. Maybe Damien Barrett came up with that one as well, did he? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or was that might have been a Sam McClure.
Yeah.
Saying that Damien Hardwick. I can't remember. I won't misquote that.
Zach Bailey runs through the middle of the ground. Kick inside 50 needs to be good. It isn't. Tom Stewart doesn't really affect it though.
Wow.
And Logan Morris kicks another one.
Bad defending.
7 points. Yeah, it was... I don't know if it was lazy. It looked a little bit lazy from Stewart there, but maybe he just misread it.
Just went with the one palm.
The one paw.
There's surely there's no way that Damien Hardwick would leave the Suns.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Excuse me, not so early into that project.
Yeah.
When he's on the verge of maybe being a premiership coach at 2 clubs after being a premiership player at 2 clubs. I wonder how many players have done that in their time. He might be the first ever to do that if Gold Coast win a premiership.
To be a 2-club premiership player and
a two club
club
premiership
coach.
And that's 4 different
Four
clubs.
different clubs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Essendon, Port Adelaide, Richmond,
And Gold Coast. If they win the premiership, yeah.
final form. I think Gold Coast will bounce back. Like, I don't think... someone actually asked in the chat before, I think, where do you think the Gold Coast Suns can finish? Like, where do you think they'll end up finishing? Like, how bad will it be? I think it could potentially be quite bad this year, but I don't think it's... I think they'll bounce back next year.
Yeah, they're too good to fall off a cliff entirely as a list. But
yeah.
Do they beat Collingwood this weekend?
I mean, if they lose to Collingwood, that means their season is like if it wasn't already, it's like an absolute write-off.
Yeah.
Lawson Humphreys. We have a serious game here.
Yeah, Brisbane now getting the territory.
Yep. There's something going on at that end, isn't there?
Connors is getting shades of 2023 Freo. What do they do in 23? They obviously fell out of finals. But
This is Gold Coast.
Nah, Fremantle. Oh, yeah, I think he's talking about...
Yeah. So 2022 was the final over the Dogs.
Yeah, and then lost to Collingwood. And then 23, they failed to make it. But how much did they miss it by?
And then 2024, they also failed to...
They did. They lost in the final round to Port Adelaide at home.
That's
why
right.
they didn't make it.
Yeah. So two sort of... Dunkley off on the stoppage. Josh Dunkley kicks a goal and puts Brisbane to 13 points in front.
They finished 14th that year.
Gotcha.
That's actually a pretty good comparison.
It's a great comparison.
Win a final, slide to the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Become the best team in 2 years.
Because can you honestly go through that Gold Coast Suns team? And this is making sure that they keep the band together and keep the core players there. But you're not you're going through that list. Like there's good players there.
Definitely.
There's serious talent. I reckon Bodie Hewlin's going to be the best, one of the best key defenders in the comp. They've still got Collins, Ballard. They'll either keep him or they'll trade him for something good. The midfield's ridiculous. They're now getting the end of this season. I reckon Dimmer Hardwick's probably saying let's just try some of the younger players as well.
Yeah,
we'll just see who's ready for it. Dill Patterson gets a game.
Yeah.
And Zeke's just quietly playing games in the background.
Now Geelong go forward.
It's pretty sort of bit of a grind of a game, isn't it now?
Yeah, it's a grind, Myers. Every time one team gets the ball, I'm confident they're going to win until they lose possession and they flip-flop.
Yeah. Jeremy Cameron's not happy with that one. He's pissed off. Gallup kicks it out to Revel.
Rogie says Bodie Hewlin at 188 centimetres is my favourite key defender. Did you describe him as a key defender?
I did just say a key defender.
Yeah.
I think he plays like a key.
Well, Sicily's 187.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Boston, 188.
Yeah, he's a hybrid. I just feel like he plays a bit more like a key defender, Euland.
Yeah, fair.
Good shout though.
Morris, he's been enormous.
Here we go.
Hipwood finds Rayner in the goal square. They kick the next. It was a goal-scoring end.
It was a tap in. That was a tap in.
Yep. Joel says this is a hard watch as a Cats fan. Yeah, who you feeling wins, Joel? And the rest of you actually make a poll.
I'm really. There's a few people talking about the under-18 national championships in the chat. I'm super excited. Tomorrow, South Australia take on Vic Metro, and Western Australia take on Vic Country at Marvel Stadium. Games starting from 3:15. The first one with Vic Metro and South Australia.
You streaming?
5:45. No, I'm going.
Oh, of course you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to the game. So no stream.
And then we seamlessly transition into West Coast v Adelaide at Optus Stadium. Upset beckons.
So you guys are actually on Friday Night Football?
That's the thing people can't get past.
Fucking let you on there.
Well, we're hiding the game behind Sydney and the Western Bulldogs, hoping no one would notice.
And against Adelaide, nonetheless.
Yeah.
They're the sort of team that... Actually, what was your bloody thumbnail this week? It was like, can we stun?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hook.
I didn't watch that video. What was the... just summarise that for me. Can we?
I think we can.
Really?
Yeah.
Crom.
Yeah. We played really well against them last year and we had no right to.
So they're another one of those teams in my head against the West Coast Eagles that they just bully you.
There's been a bit of that too. There's a couple of 100-point losses in there as well, but never at home.
If you could see, guys, the sheepish little look that Jesse had there, there's been a little bit of that too.
Oh, who hasn't beaten us by 100 points in the last 5 years? Nah, look, it could go either way. I reckon we're a sneaky sniff.
A sneaky sniff?
A sneaky sniff. Like the dogs around butts.
Yeah.
That is a trade word.
What was it?
Reference.
The peanut butter?
The peanut butter trick.
Peanut butter trick. SDK, come on, Cats. Come on. Blitz. Blitz. No. No.
That's one of my best jokes, I reckon.
That's good. Ever. Yeah. The bar is low. The bar is so low.
Birdman says that the Socceroos playing that night. It depends on your time zone because I would consider the Socceroos game Saturday morning in Melbourne. That's
4 o'clock?
I guess if you're in Perth, it's 2 a.m. You could say that's night.
Oh, that's gross. 2 a.m. I mean, 4's not yum.
Rogie says it's either a close game or Crom win by 100, and it's true that in both instances Adelaide win. But I am giving us a bit of a sniff. We play them well at Optus. I'm allowed to be randomly optimistic about 3 or 4 times a year. That's what I'm feeling this week.
You can be.
Yeah.
Because you've been pretty pessimistic.
Yeah.
What is it? Pessimist?
Yeah. It's funny. When I predict us to get slaughtered, we lose. When I predict us to win, we lose.
So nothing really matters.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever... When was the last time I correctly tipped an Eagles win?
You tipped them to beat us, didn't you?
Not the first time.
No,
neither time actually.
Oh, didn't you?
No, I changed it when Jimby was out.
That's right. You were fairly confident the second time though.
No, I mean I believe we could win. I still didn't tip us. Right.
That natural West Coast arrogance. Cats peppering. Feel like they need a goal.
When was the last time I tipped us and we actually won the game? That's a really good question. Could be like 5 years.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's starting to happen a bit more to me this year with North. 5 years, surely not. Surely
I'm going
there's
through
been one.
Well, I didn't tip us in any of our wins so far this year.
Yeah, but...
And last year we won one game against St Kilda. I didn't tip us then.
True. So
in 2024,
it has to be 2024.
All of our wins were surprises. I didn't tip us against Melbourne.
You beat us that year.
Nah, you beat us in Perth.
Did we?
Yeah. Oh, we beat you in Tassie, but I don't think I tipped us. We beat Gold Coast on a Friday night, I reckon. I didn't tip that. We won the Derby. We beat Melbourne and we beat Richmond. It's possible I tipped us to beat Richmond the very first game of 24.
Imagine that. because I can relate to that. It's sort of turned for me this year.
Ooh,
But
that's a nice kick. Wiltshire,
he's been
kicked
good.
a goal. 11 points to margin.
Beautiful goal. Just get with us for a second here. That Jesse and I follow football teams where you can't have the glorious double of both wanting your team to win and tipping them to win and just enjoying the whole thing thoroughly.
Yeah.
You haven't been able to do that for a rolling 5-year period.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So if it wasn't Richmond in 24, it would have been 2021 the last time.
It's sickening.
Because I don't think I tipped us at all in 23. And 22 as well. We had no players. So I wouldn't have tipped us once.
Imagine just like how much different your life would be. Like just from a predetermination point of view, if you just followed Hawthorn, for example, as a small child.
I mean, to be fair, like it's only been the last 5 years for me versus the previous 15 to 20 were pretty good.
Oh, don't say that because now it just makes me.
Yeah, it's just you on your own, bro.
It's just me. Oh.
We'd only missed finals like 5 times up until 5 years ago. And then we've done it 5 times in a row. I don't know if that's literally fact, but it's close. Shamamamani says, do you think the Dogs will have a sniff around Philippou?
That's surely there's something.
Yeah, there's definitely a joke
There's
in
a
there.
joke in there.
Yeah, I have Philippou coming on.
Oh, wait, which club? Which club will have a sniff?
The Dogs.
Yeah.
It's not a real trade rumor.
Yeah.
Rogie says West Coast versus Crom is a real crying baby versus hydrogen bomb type matchup. Yeah. I've tipped us to only lose by 10 points, guys. On the truefooty.com ladder predictor, which is brand new, and that is actually a free thing of the site. You don't need to be a member to use that. Just go to truefooty.com.au and check out what we got.
Geelong chaining out here. The first thing I think of is...
Chaining out just sounds gross. I don't know what it is, but it's something poopy.
Just on the West Coast Adelaide game for a second. No Jinby.
Yeah.
How are you containing the beasts?
Yeah, it's a really good question. That's probably the single easiest argument to make against
Jack
West Coast.
Darling looked like a good key position forward against you
Well, we
guys.
put Starcevich on him, which is dumb. Tell you what, Bazzo just had his career best game last week, so he's looking really good. That being said, Jinby, I don't know if he'd go to Thilthorpe maybe, but Thilthorpe's really tall.
Yeah, he's 200.
Yeah, whereas, Jinby has probably had his best success around those 195-ish.
The kind of shifty guys, Jeremy Cameron,
Yeah.
that type of player, right?
Yeah, so I honestly think Jinby would be better for Fogg. I think Fogg is a real threat to us.
Would Jimby even play like against the Crows? Would he play on someone like a small, like a?
No, I think they put him on Foggy.
Okay.
Yeah, if I had to guess, or Tex. If Tex is playing well, is that a goal? That is snuck in. Connor McKenna across the last 2 streams we've done has had so many shots at goal.
He has.
I feel like he kicked like 1-3 last week or something.
If we took Connor McKenna's games as a microcosm from the streams that we do, he would be winning the Coleman.
Yeah.
Or the shot Coleman.
Yeah, that's right.
100%.
Joel says Jevon kicked 5 in the VFL last week.
Did he?
Yeah.
That is so Jevon.
He also says McKenna works in sales in at least 50 companies.
There is an IT vibe to him, isn't it? Oh, VFL.
He must be a busier man than Jed Walter, who's apparently beating off everyone in the competition.
Yes. So Sydney beat the Sandringham Zebras 172 to 39. Philippou, 5 goals.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Philippou coming on would be huge for Sydney.
That was a joke too, right?
17 points the margin, by the way. The Brisbane Lions lead. The game has settled as far as scoring goes. Although, as I say, that Zach Bailey snaps. And he snaps truly. We're back to 23 points. Brisbane are in the top 4.
Here we go.
As it currently sits.
Here we go. And Ken Peacock missed a really good opportunity to throw in the word vascular by saying Lions are starting to flex their muscles. He could have said vascular.
He could have, yeah.
Or he could have said vascularity, which would have been an extra point.
Yeah. Why do AFL players look 40 years old in their late 20s? This is stirring something in my mind. and I don't know where I got this from, but there was the idea that we lose so many athletes to being of the genetic type where you develop late.
Okay.
So that those who were very early developers
Yep.
are more successful athletes.
Of course.
Because they drop off.
Yeah.
So therefore, I find that those who develop early and are like beasts, like a George Stevens, who's still young, but that's an example of that early developer.
Have you read
right?
Malcolm Gladwell's book called Outliers?
No.
He's got a lot of stuff on that around even on a real micro level around birthdays.
Right.
So like how many more professional athletes come from the front half of the year?
I think that is actually something you've told me, and that is something that is in the back of my mind right now.
Yeah.
The late birthday thing. But we're over answering the question here. But like Stevens is an example of an ultra developed young kid.
Yep.
Without knowing for sure, I'm going to guess that he's going to look older than everyone else when he's 32.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the rules around that.
No, I just think it correlates a lot. Like Shannon Hearn.
Sure. I also think who actually asked the question about AFL players, I think there is a thing with like sports people, particularly in and specifically in Australia. Cricketers have this the worst. Like they just get fucked up by the sun.
Fair.
Because even the
cricketers
AFL
would definitely get it worse.
Cricketers get it absolutely terribly.
Yeah,
like
Steve Waugh.
give me a cricketer, particularly those 90s guys. Like they looked 45 when they were 25.
Steve Waugh is probably the best example of that.
Yeah.
I think he did play to 39, to be fair, but still.
Yeah. Very weathered skin for their age.
Yeah.
And I think footballers get it too because pre-season, right?
Yeah.
So as much as it's a winter sport, they still get out in the hot sun to train.
Well, I'll give you an example. I'm the same age as Jeremy Cameron. Put us next to each other. Who looks older?
Jeremy Cameron looks mid-50s.
Really?
No, but like I'm hyperbolic. But
I was going to say, no, he looks his age, but
Jeremy
we
Cameron
don't look like the same age.
No, he looks older than
You
he
think
is.
yeah, okay, maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm older than Stephen Cornelio.
You're older than Stephen.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
I put it down to sun damage.
It's fair.
Because in theory,
I think he was also an early developer, Stephen.
So you reckon there's a bit of that as well? George Stevens you're talking about now.
No, Stephen Cornelio.
Oh, Stephen Cornelio.
Stephen Cornelio, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I think it correlates without being like super linked.
I've never thought about it from that perspective, but it's just some riveting conversation.
Yeah.
I
Someone just
enjoyed-
made an off the cuff joke, and we analysed
way
it for
too
5 minutes
seriously.
based on half remembered facts.
Oh, it's in the contest. That was Geelong who just pegged a goal back, I think. We had 110 in the chat. We just got a huge bump from that last conversation point. So that's
More age demographic things.
That's Blair Dowker
Oh.
says Witts looks 7,009 years old.
He does. So he's my age too.
Crazy.
I think he's born in 92, if I'm not mistaken.
Crazy.
I'm 93.
I
I also do just have young looking genetics, and when I was 25, people thought I was 17. So that is also a play.
Yeah, okay.
22. Someone did think I was 17 at 22.
You are a very young looking, handsome man. I'll
Handsome
stop.
wasn't part of it.
Birdman says some of these players have grey hair in their 20s. I mean, I think that's a little bit more just luck.
Yeah, I've
With-
got greys too. I've had greys.
I've
since-
got greys
yeah.
too, but I'm in my mid to late 30s now.
Yeah, I had him at 26. So that is just genetics.
Yeah.
Nankervis looks 56. He's also younger than me.
Nankervis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Connors, for some reason, wants to bring this back to football and is saying, what is Jack Owl's role security like? Is he getting CBAs?
I think with a debutant this far in the season is going to be a big question mark around security, right?
Yeah. Who's out?
They've got so many outs.
Is Clayton Oliver out? Because that's the player I thought he would be replacing.
Don't know. And Loman has kicked a goal.
Slim
You see me,
Shady.
Loman. They're hating. I hate that I just did that.
It's not okay.
That's a real low point.
And there are many.
Yeah. I'm going to just have a look at the teams.
Yeah. Let's work it out.
So the outs were Daniels, Gothard, Krzyzewski, and Lika Leah. Rouston and O came in.
See, that's strange because like no mids went out, really.
That's true. Oh, Daniels has been getting some time there.
Yeah, true.
I'm not
true.
sure if Goddard spends much time in the centre.
Not really, I don't think. I'm just going to go to their centre bounces quickly. And just see who's been in there.
Probably put him on the wing or something.
Oh, fuck. I just
Loman Dirty or Chicken Wrap? Chicken Wrap was a high point.
Chicken That was not a high point.
I think we had a surge in viewers.
I
When that
felt
happened.
so uncomfortable. You know when you genuinely get that shiver?
Nah, don't know what
That
you're talking
happened.
about.
Okay, centre
Danger
bounce.
is killing it, as Joel points out.
Yep.
This is playing 21 prelim style last year. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that prelim. He's kicked 3.
Is Clayton Oliver in?
I think so.
Is Finn Callahan in?
Oliver, yes. Callahan, yes.
And then Brent Daniels is the next highest. So that's the midfield opportunity.
Oh, he's kicked it.
Is that Danger?
Yeah, he's actually
Bang.
the thing keeping them in the game now.
Bang, bang, bang. So that's 80 points they're on now. So 17 points the margin coming into 3/4 time. I think, Jesse, that we might just have a grandstand finish.
We do. Blair Dowker, or Doka, I think it's, forgive me. What was for dinner, boys? I had an crazy sandwich.
Oh,
so-
yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jesse.
So I'm in a rush, got a rental inspection. Decided to get McDonald's on the way here.
What does that have to do with anything?
So I didn't have time to cook dinner because I'm cooking, like I'm cleaning.
Okay.
It works.
Checks out.
So I'm driving to Dillon's. I go to McDonald's, and call me crazy, but I like to order my burgers really plain. I get them with just meat and cheese. Okay.
Can I just say something quickly here?
Devil's advocate.
I thought when you said that you get them plain, I thought that was a tactical decision because you were driving and it's easier to eat a plain burger. Like if I was going for the less sloppy, vascular version of the burger, I would take it like meat, ketchup, mustard, onions maybe, but I wouldn't want that tomato slice to be there.
Yes, I know you interpreted it that way the first time, but I just let it slide.
You let it slide. You didn't correct me
so
when
I
I
didn't have
said
to
that.
explain it like now. As Brisbane through McKenna to Loman.
Loman!
No, great mark. Who is that? Is that Koss?
That is Koss.
Well done. Outstanding mark. Connor says you're a freak. That wasn't even the funny part of the story, and I'm already getting reactions. But the funny part of it is that the young lady who served me through the checkout.
The young lady. How old are you?
Well, she's probably a teenager.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
I can say it. She interpreted that it is keep the burger exactly how it is. I get the big arch, but add more meat and cheese.
What did you say?
I said, can I get a big arch burger, only meat and cheese? I was very explicit. I order it quite often. Never have this issue. Very rarely have this issue. That was the seat. I order it, and they've just stacked my burger with extra patties and things. And I hate pickles, right? So everything's left in there. Anyway, I turn around the side street, and I'm trying to like get my hand into the box to fit it around the burger so I can maneuver it to my mouth.
How quickly did you realise that it was loaded with shit that you didn't
Oh,
want?
I noticed that I was charged $4 extra, which makes sense in hindsight. But at the time, I was like, what the hell? So, yeah, I realised once I felt the burger in my hand, it was enormous. I couldn't wrap my whole hand around it. And I'm like weaving through these parked cars because Melbourne just has so much street parking. And and I start to manoeuvre this burger, which is full of sauces. And as I move it, driving, someone's reverse parallel parking, like narrowly dodge them. Both patties split in opposite directions and start sliding out. And I'm holding it like
They're
that.
like tectonic plates.
Yes.
in the earth.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to create some sort of seismic activity. No, that works. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm like swearing this sauce dripping down my hand. And it just like in Final Destination.
Well, I love this bit. This is my
box,
favourite.
the box that encases the burger snaps shut for no reason. And I'm like, fuck, so I'm just stuck
hands
like
caught
this.
in the box.
I'm just stuck like this, yeah. No, not caught in the box, thank
Yeah,
you.
I know, but I
Actually, I probably would have preferred
I
that.
picture it like your hand is caught in this box and you can't get it out.
Loman has taken a mark. And yeah, so I've got sauce dripping down my hands, and then I take a bite and it's all just bread and pickles. It has completely ruined my burger experience. What else happened? I finally get onto the main road. I'm heading towards Dillon's, and then what happens is I put it down, and the burger just splits everywhere. I'm covered in sauce and celery.
Did you actually eat anything?
I did. I ate it in record time, actually, because out of necessity. But I had sauce all over both hands at one point. I had sauce on my nose because of eating the burger. And I'm just driving with my thumbs just to avoid getting sauce all over my new interior.
As soon as you came in, the funny thing was I was going through the same thing, like way less drama. I wasn't driving a car, but I was making, as we know, chicken wraps.
Yeah.
And I was trying to squirt the mayonnaise onto them. And I immediately just diarrheaed basically this mayonnaise and just, like as they do at times, but it just squirted like a liquid out of the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And all over, not all over, but I just got this light spray and I could feel it hit me. And I feel like since I've been 30 years old,
mayonnaise,
I can't get through eating something without spilling it. And I want the chat to actually tell me if they have the same thing.
Yeah.
For the over 30s, once you hit 30, did you just not be able to wear clean clothes anymore, essentially?
Well, that explains it.
It's a thing.
I also then rested it back in the box, and I go, okay, there's a serviette in here somewhere. And I reach into the bag where my chips are, and just typically the chips have capsized, and so the top of or the bottom of the chip container is at the top, so I can't get my hand in. I'm just driving. Evening, officer. No, thankfully didn't get pulled over. It was just an absolute mess. And on top of that, I ate pickles. It was a horrible burger.
So you didn't even like it?
No.
There was nothing good that came from it other than you're probably not hungry.
Yeah. There was a nervy moment where I put it back in the container in the little box, and then I changed lanes and it lurched forward to the top of the front of the seat. And I was like, if that falls, that would just splatter all over my car.
I would just love to be getting your inner monologue in that moment. Just how unfair is this?
There was a lot of outer monologue and a lot of it was swearing.
Oh, Cats. Is that Edwards?
We're at 24 points.
I think we need a Geelong goal in this last 2 minutes. Holmes on the left. It's a tasty little pass, but it doesn't find Martin.
I find myself really wanting Brisbane to win. And then I think, is that because I tipped them? I usually support the team I tip. And then I think, no, it's because I want Fremantle to lose the grand final.
I do want more contenders. I don't think Sydney, I don't trust them as real. I think Hawthorn are real, and I think Brisbane could be real. So I want those teams to be able to compete.
Do you say you don't think Geelong are real? Is that who you said? Sorry.
I think Geelong are real in the sense that they're a tough team to beat. I think their list, honestly, is a step down from some of the top lists. I think Chris Scott gets maximum out of the players that he's got.
That's true, but I mean, was that not true last year when Geelong beat Hawthorn by 5 goals in a prelim? Admittedly, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Connor says you forgot Melbourne. I don't know.
No, I didn't.
Set shots the difference. 9 goals 1 to 5 goals 6. That was pointed out by Alex.
Rogie says the stress of cooking in a white shirt. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wear anything good.
I can't find my second pair of trackies, right? And so I wear these grey ones all the time. And
Oh, it's Brisbane. I was like,
yeah,
shit.
They get dirty and then I have to wash them. And I'm like, well, I don't have trackies to wear otherwise, right? So the other day I just wore jeans around the house, washed my grey trackies, and it was fantastic. And then I put them on, comfortable, la la la.
Yeah.
Have spaghetti bolognese for dinner and immediately stop spaghetti all over my balls.
Straight away. I've got a bunch of Uniqlo t-shirts, and I actually I come home from whatever I'm doing during the day, and I immediatany change into a Uniqlo t-shirt just so I can spill dinner on it.
Yeah.
It's like a bib.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bib. I'm an adult child.
Yeah. 101 in the chat. Thank you for being here, guys. If you could chuck a like on the stream, that would be great. We are set for a very interesting last quarter. 30 points the margin. Look, with the momentum swings in this game, I'm not sure this is safe.
I don't think it's safe.
Obviously, it's still alarm bells for Geelong, but it doesn't mean it's safe.
You'd rather be Brisbane.
Yeah.
And when I said Geelong needed the next goal.
Oh,
Wilmot!
Imagine doing that in your own defensive 50 on Jack Martin. Took a hang for anyone not watching live.
I feel like Jack Martin kind of just needed to collapse.
Yeah,
He actually gave him too much of a
Imagine if players started doing that more. Maybe I'm sure it's a lot harder to do than in reality.
Yeah, because you're taught so much to stand up in the marking contest and be strong.
And it all happens so quick. You probably
Yeah.
don't even immediately realise what's happening. But if you just went, ugh.
And I suppose you don't even know if it's the opposition player or your own teammate, because usually it's two guys coming from behind.
Is it?
Didn't even see that coming. I just walked into that. Okay, I'll go on the bathroom.
101 in the chat.
3/4 time.
All right, I'll take over and then I'll go. Because we still don't have our 2-man urinal. Otherwise, we could go at the same time. Surge for the trackies and bib. Yeah, I do need to buy a second pair of trackies. I lent them to my girlfriend. I think she gave them back, but I'm going to silently blame her until I see them again. I'm sure it's my fault. Let's have a look at some numbers from this game. Geelong were looking pretty sweet in terms of a lot of the numbers when I last looked. That was about a quarter ago. Brisbane have had more of the ball. Geelong are still plus 20 in inside 50s. That's crazy. There's actually the inverse of everything I said in the preview, which is that Geelong are the efficient team, Brisbane are the volume team. It's been the exact opposite tonight. It's funny how that goes sometimes. Clearances are dead even. And Geelong have actually had a lot more turnovers. Sorry, a lot less turnovers. I was just curious for the team that is less efficient, they have less turnovers. Richmond, Spew and Allen got West Coast pick 2. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Cooper Duff Tytler. Max says, why a 2-man urinal? Just install a metal urinal wall. That's fair. Like some sort of trough. No, it was a reference to last week's show where I made a joke that didn't make sense, and that was why it was funny, because I didn't think it through. 77-point third quarter, pretty crazy. Is that what it was? The cumulative score between the two sides?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a high-scoring game, isn't
It is. 110 at three-quarter time is pretty large. So let's work that out. Yeah, so Brisbane kicked 8 goals. They've kicked 16 out of 17 goals at one end.
That's
And what's
mental.
Geelong kicked? Geelong have kicked 5 goals at the other end and 7. Okay, so a bit more even. It's Brisbane that has fluctuated.
Do they have weather conditions on the AFL app?
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
Like, it doesn't look like anything's going on much, but you never know.
Nick Nat or Dean Cox all time? Dean Cox for the career. I think Nick Nat in full flight, though, was better. I think so. He just didn't do it for as long.
You know, Harry Van Hadden has a higher vertical than Nick Nat.
You know Bailey Williams does too.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he's only good at centre ball up.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, his quality of taps are not quite the same.
No.
He's going okay, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think Nick's timing of his leaps is so much better than Bailey for a start, but in general. And he was just an unbelievable tap ruckman. Like, sure, he got there first and with plenty of time, but the weight of his taps, that was an underrated element. It wasn't just that he got there first. He was a genius at
He was actually
tapping.
Yeah, he had that finesse and creativity from his taps as well. And then the thing that I remember at Nick Nat too, that he could actually, like, in a sort of Luke Jackson type way, he could, like, really get after the ball. Chase it down. Like, you don't sort of see Bailey Williams doing that as much.
No. His clearance numbers are solid, but it's not the same thing.
No.
Outside of just the raw numbers. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Tinkle it.
Streaming on stream, am I right? 108 in the chat. Thank you for being here. Chuck a like on the stream.
Alex Williams, this is a really, really controversial take here. Hate individual urinals. Just give us a big piss wall.
Tell them about my expression. They can't hear me.
Jesse's just looked at me. I assume that you're trolling, but, like, I can't honestly, like, relate to that you would prefer to piss on a big piss wall where there's just immense spray back. There's standing on that, like, metal tray in other people's piss. I mean, it's old school. It's a classic. But I don't know. Let us know what you're saying about that. Max Hansen says, forget about urinals and go the gym beer route and just piss on a fence and get arrested. Well, that is an option. At least he did it in private to some degree, in public, but a little bit private at the same time. And Show Mo Money, Show Mo Problem says, why don't you just have back-to-back urinals on stream? Would save time walking back and forth. We're looking into it. That's genuinely something we're looking into. Rogue Ride says, deal's a profit because I just got sauce on my Uniqlo shirt. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. That's the world that I just habitually live in. Every night I come home and spill food on my shirt. Like we were talking, I think someone said in the chat before, they were talking about cooking and they said like, I spill it every time I'm cooking. I do it every time I eat. Like it's not just cooking. Cooking's like an absolute guarantee and eating food is like 90%. I'm going to spill it on there. There's not much in between. Royal Stork says, why are you standing on the trough? Well, like you have to get close enough. Like you have to get up there like a bit, right? Connor says, if you had an AFL goal song, what would it be? Good question. What would that be right now? Let me think about that one. I'll try and get that back. Alex Williams, you can squeeze more people in shoulder to shoulder. Hate waiting for an individual. Well, okay, at the footy, fair. Yeah, because like but I mean, most of the footy urinals, like at Marvel and the MCG and stuff, they are those old school, just big wall urinals. Anyway, we're getting off point here. The game is about to start again for the fourth quarter. Brisbane lead by 30 points over the Cats. A top 4 spot beckons. Bailey over the ball. Tunnel balls it through. Draper gets the ground ball. If this can turn into a bit of a stoppage fest, territory game, I think Brisbane have the upper hand. Taps out. Holmes gets it. We know that this end to the left of TV screen is the scoring end. What was it 16 out of 17 goals, Jesse?
Yep.
Crazy. It feels like the team going that way just covers the ground better as well. It's absolutely crazy. I will give another shout out right now to the BENQ TK705 STI projector as well. If you're thinking that we're in a good mood tonight, it's because of Benny.
We are quite jovial. Is the leather squeaking, I assure you?
I've been watching sport on this thing pretty much all day. The soccer while I got ready for this stream. And it's just a joy on the BENQ TK705 projector. Geelong, a flying shot at goal. It's flying through.
Start. That's exactly what they needed.
The Irishman strikes Oyston Mullen with a big goal.
Oisín. No relation to Martin.
Oyston Mullen.
By the way, I'm loving this Martin Sheen show at the moment called Grace and Frankie. It's a classic like over 70s cast, clearly for older people.
Okay.
I'm obsessed. Can't stop watching it. Just thought I'd give it a little shout out.
Yeah.
Jaden says, tune into the stream and you're talking about urinals. This is actually the second week in a row that's happened. Shamo Money wants your thoughts on North selections this week. What would you change?
So I think Coleman Jones dropped for Tristan Sherry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Goad's still out.
Yeah, Goad didn't get a recall, but aren't we... Hang on. My bad. Let me bring up the team.
Okay. 24 points the margin. Perfect start for Geelong. They need to outscore Brisbane by 30 points in this quarter, which is possible in the game that is unfolding. Absolutely is. They get the ball out of the centre. They retreat backwards. Holmes launches it across the wing. Can he find Blitzarves? He can.
So we bring in Griffin.
Kate Smallman says, elite Grace and Frankie pool. Thank you, Kate. I keep saying small man, by the way. I just read it that way.
Small man.
I keep reading it that way, weirdly.
Rather than Smallman.
Yeah, I presume it's Smallman, but yeah.
I don't know who they're going to cut here. So Banch came in, Logue came in, Tristan Sherry came in. So we've got an extended bench.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, well, there can still be outs.
That's what I meant. There will be.
But you also won last week.
We did.
So how many changes would you really expect?
Well, obviously the Coleman Jones for Sherry one's a lock.
Yeah.
And then the 3 ins, McDonald, Griffin, Logan, Banch. I feel like is Constantine Yeah, I reckon Constantine goes out.
Can't believe somebody wanted communal urinals.
Yeah, I know.
Commurinals.
I'm always sort of gunning for more privacy rather than less.
Where's your sense of community? Dangerfield, he's been a big factor tonight.
I mean, there is like inevitable, like on a public urinal, like there is some inevitable like blowback too.
I know. I'll never forget this time in year 4. A kid stood way too close to the urinal next to me. I've never forgotten it.
Just got in your
I
mouth
was
and your
almost in
areas.
tears. No. I was almost in tears.
Oh, Shannon Neal.
Little flash here from the Fox Footy graphic. West Coast v Adelaide tomorrow 8 p.m. A potential grand final preview.
For the year
For
2057.
I was going to say 2042.
Oh, nice intercept mark there from Harris Andrews. Is that Jack Henry? Is he playing forward?
Do you think the trade period should extend past the draft? Can live picks for players the draft would be fun? I think they do that in American sports. I reckon the Players Association would have too much to say against that because it's too disruptive for players.
Yeah.
I reckon. But it could go that way eventually, especially if they start getting more money.
I do wish there was more flexibility for trade. Like I don't see the reasons against doing like a mid-season trade period, for example, like getting those like Moneyball type pickups if you've had an injury during the season, et cetera, et cetera. I know there's an argument or a school of thought that you should get it right. Is that your theory?
That is partly my theory. Yes, I do believe that. I like that thought. That being said,
you like the organisation that you have to do pre-season in the off-season time that you're given,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't be allowed to make mistakes.
I just think like if you're Fremantle right now, you've built this lead, and then Brisbane can trade in Tristan Cherry because North, hypothetical, obviously it's a bit absurd, but like North are like, well, the season's done, we might as well get a first rounder. Obviously the numbers don't work out, but in theory, right? Like a team that maybe I shouldn't have used North because they're actually in the 9.
I was going to say.
All right, let's go West Coast, and let's say
Richmond maybe.
Yeah, and let's say that maybe they want to get Nick Vostron, and then or even a higher caliber player. I'm sure I can think of a better example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the ability to top up in the middle of the season. I don't know. I don't really like the idea of that. Rather than thinking it's fundamentally wrong, I just don't like it.
I just think we get into the season though, and we have like we're looking at so many teams, and we're like, how can we like even us talking about it? We're like, how can such and such like improve and get better in the second half of the season? And the reality is like they probably can't because they can't do anything.
Well, that's kind of down to them building a list that can challenge for a premiership, though.
But
that's kind of what
I just
like.
don't. I think if you look at the way that the AFL system is sort of put together, you can't make it's already like they're huge playing lists on field. So to make meaningful change on your list is hard anyway. Because like even if you bring in a couple of players in the off season, which is about as much as anybody ever does, you're changing such a small percentage of your list anyway. So why not give flexibility to make that even higher? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no cap on how many players you can trade in.
If I trade in basketball, how many players on the basketball court?
5.
So like straight away, 20% of the I'm changing 20% of the team if I trade one player in.
Yeah.
If I trade 2 players in, I'm getting 40% of a difference. Like maximum.
Missed.
That's a nice pickup.
Handy point.
Yes. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get your point. I still don't know if it's enough to make me agree. The other argument is that it will benefit Victorian clubs because they'll be more likely to negotiate a short-term trade like on the spot when you're moving. You don't even have to move your house versus, let's say Fremantle right now, if they were trying to top up, getting a player across the country mid-season there would be barriers to it. It'd be harder for them.
Yeah, well that sort of for me comes back to probably the finances of the game not being equipped to, because you can, like if you could offer those guys like like you're in American sport like NFL or something, they can get those fringe kind of players that could do a job for a team. They can get them over on like quite big money. So that to up and leave your life, there would still be a geographical advantage regardless how big the numbers are though. I don't think so. You don't think if 2 clubs could offer, like Fremantle offered slightly more money, like the local team
would have a better chance
Well,
of getting a player?
I think different things would call for different reasons. Like I think opportunity would still come into it more than geography. I think the level that the team was at the time would come into it more than what geography would. Like, would there be a small component in a deal-breaking move that the geography should play a part? Maybe, but I think it would be one of the smaller factors.
Oh, I think geography is a huge factor when you're talking about like a June 1 week trade period.
Not if the money's good.
You're talking about like a big upsurge in income to get across the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that disadvantages Fremantle because they have to overpay to get players over.
I suppose what I meant in general here is that if we're talking about like generally fringe players here, right? Like we doubt that there's not going to be a move made for Noah Anderson in a mid-season trade period. It's a Connor Buderick or something, or I don't know, what's a good example at the moment? Someone that's not getting... I mean, Charlie Ballard would maybe be an example of someone that could move in an off-season. The money that they would be offered to, say, move to like a Port Adelaide or a Richmond or something, it's just not really it's not really worth it if they're contracted to up and leave. So I just mean general money uptick.
Mm. But I think even if all the money's higher, right, these players have played well, the local teams, local to the player that wants to move, let's say it's moved from Richmond to Collingwood or vice versa, that is still an advantage over
a
Fremantle.
slight advantage, but I think that would be one of the lesser parts of the consideration for the player.
I think there's it's logistically tough to move across the country.
Yeah, but not if you got heaps of money.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
if the money's low, I agree with you because then it is an imposition. But if we're talking about NFL type salaries, which it'll never be, so it's very much in the...
Well, Kate says players have families; they can't just pull their kids out of school halfway through the year and think that. Oh yeah, and she agrees with me basically.
Yeah, but they do it in American sport all the time.
Mm. Money'd have to get pretty serious.
Yeah, I think like. It's a bit of an Australian culture thing too, which I do agree with you on, that like people are funnier about leaving and moving here. But I think generally at the forefront of like a professional sports person would be more around like the opportunity that they would get for their career, or at least it should be.
Maybe. I think the moving a family over would be difficult in the middle of the year. What are your predictions for the games tomorrow, by the way? And I mean the Champs games.
Champs. Vic Metro will beat South Australia.
Yeah. SA are pretty strong though, aren't they?
They lost to WA.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, WA look all right though. But
in terms of the top end talent, like there's more at SA, right, than there is at WA. The WA would be Melody, Steed and Gale. That'd be 3 in the top 30-ish.
Yeah. Van Rooyen goes all right in the ruck.
Yeah. SA have Herbert, Coda. I suppose they have Cochrane who's not playing. Gabriel Patterson.
Yeah.
That's a bad miss from Berry.
So Metro beat WA. WA beat SA. SA beat the Allies. And Vic Metro beat the Allies.
Just looking at your top 30, the other SA players would be Memphis Webb, Jake Imey, Jack Slattery, Ethan Herbert, and Matthews Hampton. Yeah,
I think the SA team's better on paper than the WA team, but they beat them. They beat them by a decent. Well, it got close a bit at the end. Yeah, no, but I think I reckon Vic Metro will comfortably beat SA.
Yeah.
I think Vic Country will be. I think it will come this year. It will come down to a Vic Country sort of final, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah.
Birdman says, "How's $500K a year not serious money for a 20-year-old?"
Oh well, it's not.
Well, very few are on that money.
Very few people are very few people are on that money. But it's like when we're talking about like. It's not sort of life-changing money like it is in other sports, and I'm only comparing it to other sports. You know what the sort of money that fringe players get when they play NFL and basketball is like
even just like
soccer and European football and stuff. It's like millions of dollars, even if you're not like a high caliber player. So something like moving your entire family across the country becomes a lot easier when you've got that sort of. I mean, even like if you're like a average Premier League soccer player, like you probably have a chef, drivers, you have like a PA that helps you like organise things, like guys on 500k that play AFL. And we're not talking about guys on 500k here either. We're talking about guys that would be on maybe 200-300k in a lot of senses here, right?
Yeah.
In like fringe AFL players. Like that's not enough money to have staff.
We have 10:35 remaining. It is a 23-point lead to Brisbane. It is still winnable for the Cats, but they have the Lions have done well to restrict the scoring this last quarter.
Birdman says 500k would change my life.
Yeah, it would.
Agree.
I would still just fall back on the. It's going to be much more tempting for a player to stay local in those instances than move up en route.
I agree under current conditions.
Yeah.
I do think it would change if the money was high, though. You disagree with that?
I don't think that much.
Yeah.
Because they would still have the choice of really good money to stay local.
I mean, I take your point on versus like if you're putting this up against if you're putting it up against American sport, like American sport doesn't have that. They don't have a league where there's 10 teams in one state.
Yeah,
so they don't have that to deal with in general.
Yeah, that's right.
I also just think like Americans have a more comfortability with moving. Like a lot of young people go to college.
Well, employees have far less rights than they do in Australia too. So it's kind of just like they get told they're getting traded.
They get to, yeah, with the footballs and stuff. Yeah.
Rogie says he's against the mid-season draft. Do you mean the trade period or the draft itself?
I reckon he means trade.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I've done that one or two times before where I say mid-season draft when I mean trade period. I reckon that's what he means. For that reason, Rogie? For the Vic teams.
Royal Stork says, what do you guys think of unrestricted free agency for all players after their rookie contract? The first thing that pops into my mind is if you're an unrestricted free agent, then players can just walk to other clubs. So trading becomes a little bit obsolete.
Yeah.
And you'll find that struggling clubs will just bleed out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. Even if they're restricted free agents, as Loman snaps for goal,
got it.
It could be the dagger in the heart for the Cats. I reckon it could be 29 points. Even if it was restricted, you'd find the draft would just then generate so many compensation picks, and then the rest of the draft would
and then the draft's ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I suppose I would like to see. You'd like to see clubs be able to do more to change their fortunes, but I do agree that most of the mechanisms that you come up with to try to fix it always end up favouring the most powerful clubs, I would say.
Yeah.
Like even you then saying about it's more likely that players are going to go to, it would favour Vic clubs. I think again, like it wouldn't necessarily favour, like the smaller Victorian clubs, it wouldn't favour them, I don't think, in a lot of cases.
I get your point, but if it's moving for a specific opportunity...
Yeah, for an opportunity, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But I think players would yeah. We've been over it anyway, but...
Yeah.
Let's not do this again. Here go the Cats. They need this goal. We need this. Brian.
It needs to be a good kick inside 50. They're trying to find danger, and rightfully so. He falls to the wayside.
Clever by Wilmot. He just snuck out the back. Little sweeper. Wilshere got a bad bounce or sort of mistimed his jump. He kicks it off the ground.
Did pretty well, but well defended by Harris.
Yeah.
Not for the first time.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Wilmot being solid. Ooh.
Bit of a shove from Guthrie.
Is Levi Ashcroft gonna have a crack at someone tonight? He's been in the news a bit.
It's true. Rogie says the AFL Players Association would never agree to players being able to be traded without their consent. It does seem really unlikely. The only way that would happen is if the money gets stupendously high.
Yeah.
And there's a new EBA. EBA? CBA?
CBA.
Yeah. EBA and retail. CBA.
Collective bargaining agreement.
That's the one. EBA is enterprise. And even then, I still think it's unlikely that they'd ever relinquish that power.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't necessarily think to have a trade period like you need that either.
What's that, sorry?
Like it doesn't need to go that far as in you can get traded against your will.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I just think in a lot of ways it would be beneficial for kind of club and player to be able to make those moves. And like in reality, it's like the players that we're talking about, I don't think it's going to like win teams premierships.
Yeah, it's probably unlikely. It would create this interesting sort of market where or marketplace where clubs could like overspend for a middling player.
Yeah.
Like they give up their first at the end of the year.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. I kind of like the idea of that specifically, like the theatre of it a little bit. If you like blow your first round pick and then exit a prelim.
Oh my God, West Coast have just given pick 3 for Mason Cox.
Yes, that seems likely.
The Richmond Tigers have traded Sam Lawler for pick 10.
Yeah. No, that was a bit absurd. But I mean, like,
I get.
I don't know, like who's a good player but that's not an A grader? Joel Amati.
That'd be the sort of level
he could
of player.
fetch like a pick 12 for a club trying to push into the 4 or whatever. Pick 14 and they're trying to finish in the
Hayden McLean.
Yeah.
Somebody like that needs a key position forward. I mean, would the Western Bulldogs, what would they give for a Jordan Butts?
It would depend. Like if in this scenario, the Bulldogs would need to be like 3rd, not 7th or whatever they are. You wouldn't spend big to top up if you're not going to win the flag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'd need to be right at the pointy end to be able to spend that premium, I think.
Yeah. They could pay big for Butts though.
Yeah. Can relate.
Oh, I've been hanging out with you for way too long. Geelong just haven't sort of been able to get that run going this quarter.
Bailey,
as Bailey Smith gets on the ball with some run.
His kicking has been woeful tonight, and that was a helicopter that has found Dangerfield, to be fair.
He's looked like their most dangerous forward.
Definitely. This is for goal number 5. And one last little throw at the stumps. Do you think Indigenous Academy picks should come in and be first priority and cheap for clubs to get numbers up again?
Wait, say that again.
Do you think Indigenous Academy picks should come in and be first priority and cheap for clubs to get numbers up again?
That's a good question. It's not something I've thought about.
I think in WA, a lot of the Indigenous draftees that come through, they're always club tied. I can't think of an open pool Indigenous West Australian draftee since like Artie Jones.
Yeah, why is that not the case in Victoria? Because in theory, everybody would fall into a catchment zone.
Yeah, so who's an Indigenous player that went open pool in any?
I'm just trying to think now. Yeah. Latrell Pickett.
Latrell Pickett, yep. Good shout. I don't know how far back to go either, because he was 2019.
Yeah.
Latrell would be the classic example there, though.
Yeah.
Dudley.
But also, Latrell was over.
Dudley was mature age. Oh, that's true. Both of them were. But I think you can still stay in the academy, I think, in some instances.
Yeah.
Was he ever in an academy? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Birdman says, like, when North traded pick 20 for CCJ.
Bastard.
So that goal for Dangerfield came through. It came through. That's a normal thing to say. And 5 minutes to go, and they need 4 goals. So the Lee Matthews rule still applies here. They can still win.
They can still win.
We never actually answered that question around Indigenous players and bringing up participation.
I suppose that would get more Indigenous players onto lists, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you could just get them.
Well,
I wouldn't be against that.
Yeah, of course not. I'm trying to think. Was it reported that there is going to be an Indigenous list spot for every club next year? Like an extra one? I don't know if that was confirmed, though.
I think it was.
I think it was like one spot. I don't know if that was confirmed.
Toomey might have reported that earlier in the year with some of those Tassie drops.
Yeah.
And it just kind of went under the radar. Yeah, you might be right.
Jason Horne-Francis.
Oh, Jason Horne-Francis. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Good shout. I had a feeling, was Jason Horne-Francis's Indigenous background, though, was that, I had a feeling it was like not known.
Yeah,
until
I feel like
later.
I think so.
So he may not have
though.
been deemed as an Indigenous player when he was drafted.
Yeah.
And there was they did some family history, and
Yeah.
that was my understanding. But
Yeah. I think you might be right there.
yeah. It's interesting.
Either way, the troll pick is probably the best example there.
Yeah. I think the issue with less participation with Indigenous players is probably it's probably a deeper seated issue than just allowing clubs to get more players into the AFL. Like, that's a quick fix to get numbers up.
I suppose the idea is that if the clubs are incentivized with those academy picks, then
More
they
will
invest in them.
More will participate and invest. Yeah, true.
Dempsey.
Yeah,
3
it's
minutes
a
ago.
good shout, Joel.
Yeah.
It's a good shout.
What would your goal song be? Ask Connors.
Oh, I didn't think about it. We got talking about other stuff. He also said, do you follow people from next year's draft as well as the current pool?
It's a goal.
They needed that. They're slightly back, the Cats. They need another quick goal, though. Connor, do I follow people from next year's draft as well? I do. I tend to not do a lot of content around it, though, just because I focus in on the draft at hand. But, yeah, certainly looking at all of those players. Axel Walsh, Jake Miller.
Maybe it's something we could put on the site.
Yeah.
Like
we should have it. We should have a bottom age section.
Yeah. Let's do that. Lawson Humphreys would count, yes, Joel, I reckon, by the point I was trying to make. I was trying to find were there any genuinely open pool Indigenous prospects in recent years. Latrell Pickett would be the example. Yeah. The caveat on that would be he was over age, so did he just not qualify for the academy because he wasn't a good enough junior? And then because he came late, right? I don't really know enough to speculate any further than that.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics on that. Like Joel saying Cochrane as well.
Tom Cochrane?
Well, I know his brother, Dougie.
Oh, he's NGO though?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So he's not open pool?
No, he's not. No. Yeah, no, I don't think he was. He was just saying.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Tom Cochrane, I think, was he NGA? I don't think so.
I don't remember.
But I believe Dougie also, remember at the start of the year, he wasn't confirmed as a Port NGA.
Yeah.
So I think it was a little bit of the similarity to Horne-Francis.
The final paperwork.
Yeah. Sanders? Remember he was made NGA right before the draft. But I think under those rules...
Wasn't he in North Melbourne's academy?
Yeah. Yeah, like Taron Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tassie
academy.
Is Riley Sanders Indigenous?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
So why didn't we get him?
Because I think in those times you couldn't match it.
You couldn't match that early.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Butts and Pierce Cox. That's if Fremantle get Jordan Butts.
Butts and Pierce Cox.
Cox, Pierce, Butts. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Lawson was club tied. We stuffed up. That's true. He was a West Coast NGA.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like no one drafted him early, so sometimes that just happens. Right?
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I actually think Cal had a really good idea. He talked about this on Gettable. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he was saying like recruiters should have to, like this is purely for entertainment and content purposes. Right before the draft, all recruiters of all 18 clubs should have to submit their final draft list
Yeah.
to like a capsule. And then you know those like time capsules where you bury it underground somewhere, and then like 15 years or 20 years later, you go and dig up the capsule, and it's like that they kind of like unveil it for a content piece, and they show all of those picks. So when there's that argument of like Bontempelli versus Billings, you don't have to shit on the club that didn't take him as much because like what did everybody else do?
Exactly. I love that idea. That's sick.
Yeah.
It'd be fascinating. I reckon even the days before social media, I reckon you'd find even bigger disparities between what clubs think. Yeah. I'd love to see the 2001 draft.
Yeah.
With the talent in that year.
Like, because so often you just play the cards that are dealt to you, right? Like, you know, I mean, I think Murphy Reed's a great example of that at pick 17. Like, as much as Freo did, like, Freo obviously did a great job recruiting him, but they had pick 17. They didn't have pick 5. What would they have done if they had pick 5?
I tuned out. I was reading the jokes. I'm sorry.
No. Like, I think Murphy Reed's a good example of that because I'm saying, like, Freo... I'm not saying Freo didn't do a good job drafting Murphy Reed because they drafted him, but they didn't have a really difficult decision to make with him.
No.
Because they picked 17.
Yeah. That's true. The closest thing is, I think most years, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they used to anonymously get the clubs to say who they would have taken at pick 1.
Okay.
I remember that being in
anonymously.
Yeah.
So how do they do that?
I think they get 10 clubs to say who you would take and pick 1.
And they just don't say the club?
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha.
And some of them can be quite varied, particularly 2016 when you had McCluggage, Taranto and McGrath. And I think there was like way varied answers on who was pick 1 because that was pretty even that year.
Yeah, okay.
2024 would be interesting too. With Jagger, I reckon would have gotten pick 1 a few times.
Yeah, definitely.
Foss could have even gone. That's actually the end of the game, by the way.
That is. Brisbane have got
Brisbane won.
We were so right, Jesse.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt. Let's not remember that little wobble that you had.
Yeah.
Where you said Geelong have got this.
Yeah.
I think that was second quarter.
I think I said Geelong. I'm leaning Geelong.
But
didn't fully stumble in that direction.
So that was at 22 points, 14-7. It is, from our pre-game analysis, it could not be any more poles apart. Goal too. Is that 4?
Poles apart. Sounds a bit like a back-to-back urinal.
It does sound like a back-to-back urinal. So we said that the Cats would be efficient and the Lions would smother them with opportunities. It was 14-17 Geelong to 19-9. The Brisbane Lions. They were particularly lethal tonight. Patrick Dangerfield kicks 5 goals. Kyle Lohmann kicks 5 goals. Shannon Neal kicked 3. Morris kicked 3. Bailey kicked 3. Cameron and McKenna kicked 2.
Geelong had 17 more inside 50s. 69 for the game. That's enormous.
Wow. It's incredible. 48 hitouts to 40. The clearances were pretty much even, but it was the centre clearances where Geelong got that real domination.
Yep.
Gave him that inside 50 domination. Contested possession went Geelong's way. It sort of looks on the stat sheet that you'd expect that the Cats would have won this game.
You take away the first quarter or change that and they win the game probably.
Yeah, so are we putting that largely down to the bye?
You could. That was... little bit the inverse of the, I suppose, round 1 where they came over the top and beat Fremantle. Although in reverse order of like the comeback. This one was a comeback, whereas before... so they were both comebacks. But in that instance, it's confusing. Don't worry.
Are you talking about the Freo one?
Yeah, it's because Geelong had the game and Freo started round 1 later, like started their season later and faded.
That's right.
So there's some sort of echo there. But I can't be bothered trying to explain it.
You're like, tangentially, there is some connection, but I don't know what it is.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I can't be bothered making it.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Dunkley's bleeding from the face and doing an interview.
Yeah, right.
That always looks good.
106. That's nasty.
That's a decent cut.
Because is that like a bruised nose as well?
Yeah, like, something going on there.
Yeah, what happened there?
He's quite a good-looking man, isn't he, Josh Dunkley?
He is. Yeah. He was a favourite amongst some young girls that I used to work with. Like, I just mean like
you were going to stop there.
Like they talked about him a lot at work.
He was a favourite amongst young girls.
I think there was a belief the Bulldogs were the best looking team when they had Bailey Smith, Lipinski, and Josh Dunkley.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't fully get the Bailey Smith thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
That I don't get.
Yeah, just because he's so very handsome.
But
I can imagine why he's not everyone's cup of tea, because he's a little bit of a pretty boy, right?
I don't think that's why I don't like him. Not when I say don't like him. Attractive wise.
Yeah.
I probably just don't get
You
the
wouldn't
hype.
go there.
Yeah,
fair.
exactly. Whereas Josh Dunkley.
Fair. I think that Bailey has a very, like, what's the word? Classic traditional, like, aesthetic features. Blue eyes, very chiseled, strong jawline. But I'd imagine not everyone loves long, flowing, feminine locks.
Yeah. I think it's not so much the hair for me. It's more the... like he has a mustache, doesn't he?
Yes.
As well. And it's that with
Whoa. Go
No,
easy.
no, but it's that with the what do you call it? The
hair.
But it's not like just long hair. It's like it's mullety.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know
so.
what I mean?
Yeah. I think he's
It's
like
very tanned.
I think
look.
he's like a classic model guy.
Okay.
I don't know if I love the hair. Like, I think if he just had a short back and sides, like that's a haircut you can set your watch to.
Yeah. What are we doing? This has gone on for so long.
I know.
Kate Smallman says this is elite content. It sure
Thanks,
is.
Kate.
It
Not as good as
absolutely
Grace
is.
and Frankie, but it's pretty good.
I think we've had a little drop off there in numbers for sure. What I did want to do, Jesse, is have a bit of look at the run home.
Okay.
Will you do this with me?
Yes, and for those watching as well, there is a new ladder predictor on truefooty.com.au that anyone can use. You don't have to be a member of the site to use it, but it does help. No, it's a new ladder predictor that's on the website. So go check out truefooty.com.au and you can do your predictions.
Birdman says he doesn't look 40. I'll give him that. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's true. He has supple skin. Okay, so
supple.
we go through the Adelaide Crows. Before I give you the list of teams on their run home, what's your feeling on the Crows, Jesse? Are you feeling a top four berth?
No, I think they're the best of the rest.
So who is them then? Obviously, Freo.
It's Fremantle, Sydney, Hawthorn, Geelong, and Brisbane. I think the primary five. But then again, now if you pushed me on it, you'd be like, what's the difference between Geelong and Adelaide, really? I'd make it hard to make that case. But I think
you'd
Geelong,
make it on experience, right?
I think in finals, I would be tipping Geelong over Adelaide. So I'd say that's still the five, and Adelaide's a nudge behind that. In other words, not a serious contender.
Do you see anything in Adelaide, though, that they
I'm setting
had...
myself for a humiliating loss tomorrow night, aren't I? I can just see us losing by 90 points.
Oh, you're pumping it up a lot.
I do like the Crows.
Do you see anything like you're one that's big on finals experience, right?
No, I wouldn't say bigger than the next. Like I think people are levying that at Fremantle unfairly now, saying they won't win because of the lack of finals experience. I don't agree with that. I think I did make the point around Adelaide last year and was proven incredibly right. But no, just observe that they had never played finals together, that group.
Yeah. But I'm sort of saying now they have.
Adelaide?
Yeah.
I think they've had enough finals experience where like that shouldn't be an argument against them. You could say, well, they didn't go very well, those finals. That's valid. But I don't think that's necessarily what's going to hold them back. I think it's hard to judge them because they've been missing players throughout the year and those players have sort of changed who they are. They're not the same players all year round. I think the midfield is Jordan Dawson reliant. It's hard to imagine them things going all their way in September with that being the case. Thilthorpe hasn't really got going this year. He's a massive weapon. If they can harness his talent, that closes the gap.
It frees up some more forwards to do stuff as well.
Yeah.
For me. On the plus side, I think Rochelle's having a breakout sort of year.
Absolutely.
He's kind of a different animal. But they feel like to me one of those sides that could put it together, and I think they will be better off for the fact that they played finals last year. But do they just have too much like missing from certain areas? That would be my question.
I think so. Yes.
Yep. So
Somebody's just pointed out I'm using the old Carlton logo on the website. I didn't even notice. That is bad. That's actually sloppy by me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll fix that. It's a little bit hard with that logo because it blends in on the black background.
Shocking by you.
But
Shocking.
I'm actually annoyed at that. I'm sorry. I will fix that as soon as I get home.
Just to point something out, Nixion Strange 4403 is in complete agreement with me on the Bailey Smith thing. Same deal. Don't see it. I think it's a stylistic thing. I'm not saying that he's not, like, objectively not attractive. I just sort of like, I'm a bit surprised how much hype he gets. Some
people are like that. I'm a little surprised that they're famously good looking. Like Justin Bieber, good looking guy, but like if you walk past him, you wouldn't be like, wow, it's a good looking guy.
Yeah, I suppose like it comes into it like what they do, and
I have a theory that men are actually like so much enhanced by their aura versus their looks, right? So maybe it's a little bit like that.
And
with
like
Bailey.
Uniqueness.
I don't know why. but
that's my thing with Bailey Smith.
With
So
Bailey.
like I don't see Bailey Smith as a very unique looking person, I suppose.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's incredibly unique.
Really?
Yeah. How many people do you walk past that look like that?
But it's just, that's sort of like he's got the out there hair, that kind of thing. But he looks, like you said, a classic looking person. He doesn't look very unique.
Classically handsome.
Yeah.
This is a weird debate to go into.
Let's get back to
I'm
Adelaide.
out of content on that. Somebody says you can run through rate my looks on ChatGPT, and apparently Ken's an 8.4. I don't want to do that.
Birdman says Dylan is more of a Jacob. I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Jacob Elordi. He's an Australian actor who just did a movie with Margot Robbie. He is from that movie. I've forgotten the name of.
Is he good looking?
It's really creepy. Yeah. Good looking guy.
Yeah, okay. I'd say I'm more of a Timothy Chalamet kind of guy.
Okay.
I'd say he's a better looking guy.
Really?
Than Bailey Smith. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if I see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight.
We're not
We could be
fighting.
here all night. No, we are.
This is
Yeah, no, I don't see that, but fair.
Yeah, it's interesting. But back to the Crows. This is a football podcast. So Adelaide have West Coast, Gold Coast.
Couple of losses.
You'd say they win those?
Yeah.
Gold Coast at Adelaide Oval, West Coast at Optus.
Yeah,
Then
they'll kill Gold Coast in Adelaide. They always do.
Sydney at the SCG. Where are you tipping there?
Isn't there a weird quirk where the interstate side, like that rivalry, I feel like the away team always wins, and it's been going on for a long time. Let me find out. I think they're a chance in that.
I think Sydney are gettable.
They are, but I would tip Sydney if you put a gun to my head right now.
Then they've got Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval. I think they win that. Then they've got Essendon, Richmond in a row. Like there's a world where they win their next 6 in a row.
There is. So I'm just looking at the thing. Adelaide beat them by 90 points at the SCG last year. We streamed that. I think that was the first stream I ever did here.
Adelaide,
They beat them in Sydney by 90 points.
wow.
Other than that,
Sydney.
Sydney won the previous 4, in fact 5, and half of them were in Adelaide, so not a great sample
I'm not
size.
sure that's a great, because Adelaide really only got good last year.
Agreed, yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying they'll win 6 in a row, but there's 6 winnable games for them until they run into Freo at Optus and Greater Western Sydney at Adelaide Oval. I think there's a real chance that they win 6 of their last 8 there.
It's just a lot of hot guy chat.
Yeah, Rogie says he's more of a Paul Mescal man. I don't mind him.
Yeah, sure.
And Kate agrees.
I think it's hard to beat young Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's a man I want to look like.
He's difficult though, just because like there's so much baggage with him across the career. Like I've seen him act in just ridiculous ways.
Yeah. I like his movies though.
Yeah.
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 But I agree.
He's kind of turned himself into a ridiculous person, if you get me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at Adelaide finishing based on that. Do you see a 6 and 2?
Based on Tom Cruise's looks. Yeah, I think they're a red hot chance to go to 6 and 2. So does that mean top 4 is likely?
People giving you shit for Tom Cruise now.
Yeah, but not now. Not
You
now.
did say a young Tom Cruise.
Watch like Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Like he's a very good looking man.
I haven't seen Jerry Maguire for so long. Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, good chat though.
Yeah.
Really
It's
good
oscillating wildly between football and here.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. I like that.
Rogie coming through with some extra facts.
So how many like actors do you think are better looking just because you think they're great?
I don't know. Yeah, possibly. And maybe not me personally, but like DiCaprio is probably a good example. Like, not a like outrageously handsome guy, but a heart.
It was when he was younger though.
I wouldn't say outrageously.
But you like Bailey Smith.
Yeah, I think Bailey Smith is classically much more handsome than
The
DiCaprio.
Aussie larrikin Bailey Smith.
Yeah. Well, like that can't come into it.
Yeah, it can. Well, so their personality doesn't come into their looks.
No.
It has to.
It's in the name.
But it's
Looks.
Yeah, but like
No,
you know their personality.
You're conflating like attractiveness with looks. If we're just going
Well,
looks.
we are talking about attractiveness, though, aren't we?
No, I think there's a subtle difference between looks and you're touching on it, which is the personality.
Well, I was talking about attractiveness, even though I was
Okay.
using both
Yeah.
titles.
I kind of feel like Harry Styles is another one who's so enhanced by his person.
Yeah.
Maybe not personality, but as such, but like aura
Yeah,
might be the word.
He's very stylish.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Good looking guy, but like he's a superstar.
Yeah.
And I think if you walk past him without knowing who he was, you'd be like, hey, good looking guy. And that's as far as it would go.
Maybe that's the thing with Bailey Smith, though, for me, because maybe I just don't see him as looking cool.
I share that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't think that's a cool look.
Fair.
We got to the bottom of
So
it, which is
deep.
really handy.
Michael B. Jordan's a fair good shout.
Yes. Yeah, that is a good shout.
Yeah.
Is that from... That's from Rogie.
Kate says outrageously handsome for Leo. I don't know.
Yeah, I sort of
It's been
feel...
a while.
I feel like young Leo is like the coolest.
Fair. Actually, you know what? Maybe you're right.
Like the hair, that piece of hair.
yeah,
like-
maybe you're right. I feel like it's been a long time though.
Yeah, I know. And it's when with those guys, because they've been around for so long, like you see what they're like now, and it's hard to get that out of your head.
Yeah. So many people like throwing at hot guys, and then Ollie says, who would win in a Brisbane Freo prelim?
It's like, Ollie, what are you doing? Why put that trash in the chat?
Assuming it's in Perth, that'd be hard. Like Kate wants to talk Harry Potter. I would absolutely do that.
We can go there.
I think you tip Fremantle at Optus in a prelim, but like absolutely Brisbane could win.
It's like I think it'll be like that fixture will be so compelling, and I think we will get that at some point this season. Like in a final, we're going to get that, and it's going to be compelling for that reason. Of you've got it's like a boxing match, right? Like Brisbane have the belt, and Freo have to take the belt away from them, so they have to take a step up. It's more than what they've been doing in the season. We think they've probably got the tools to do it.
Yeah,
In
and
a way,
belief. I think they've got the belief to do it.
I think they've got the belief to do it, but Brisbane just carry that extra confidence from the fact that they've done it before.
Yeah,
And Freo, as confident as they'll be, they won't have it on the same aura as Brisbane.
it'd be an amazing grand final if that was the grand final. That was what I predicted at the start of the year.
Was it?
Yeah, Brisbane.
That'd be
Freo.
2 in a row for you if you got that.
Did I? Yeah, I did that again last year, didn't I?
Yeah, you got Brisbane in July.
Far out. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I think Hawks I think they're the 3rd seed
Sure. Yeah.
for me.
Over Sydney.
Yeah, so I'm Freo in no particular order. I think Freo, Hawthorn and Brisbane
Yeah.
are the 3 best teams.
Okay. Fair. So Sydney host Hawthorn in a qualifying final at the SCG. You think Hawthorn win that one?
Yep.
They don't necessarily have to, but if they did play, you
I mean, I think with Sydney, there's always that chance that you get Isaac Heaney.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, so they have that danger about them, but I think Hawthorn have a more balanced team.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Brisbane's run home, so they just beat Geelong. Then they've got Essendon, West Coast, Port Adelaide, Carlton.
That's Brisbane. Carlton at Marvel.
That's a
danger game.
But Essendon, West Coast, Port Adelaide being at the Gabba.
Yeah, they'll kill. Well,
So
Port are going okay at the moment, but I still think Brisbane would win.
So Brisbane came in tonight winning 3 in a row, right? They'd won their last 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So the Geelong make it 4. They go Essendon, West Coast, Port Adelaide. That makes it 7 in a row. They'll be going for 8 in a row when they play Carlton. And Carlton will be going for...
Unless they get shocked at Optus Stadium.
Unless they get shocked at Optus Stadium.
Do you want to hear a fact that I think is fun, but nobody else is going to care about?
Sure.
West Coast have never worn their home jumper against Brisbane. This current Eagles.
Can you show
home
me
jumper.
what the current Eagles...
Really?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that shit. That was so like degrading. I'm like, yeah, I don't. It's beneath me.
That jumper.
Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it?
It is, but it's a new logo, so distinct from anything that came before it. So it came in 2018.
Yeah.
Never worn it against Brisbane. It's been like 9 years.
Right.
And the reason is we've only played 2 games at Optus Stadium against them. And that includes the one that's about to happen. So once up until now.
And why didn't you wear it then?
And we're wearing a special jumper in the previous game, Indigenous jumper. And we're going to be wearing the ochre. The ochre against them this year.
Wow.
Weird. What a weird league we live in.
It is a weird league.
It took us 6 or 7 years to play them at a home game at Optus Stadium. It was like the 6th year of Optus Stadium before we played a home game against Brisbane. So weird.
So weird, Jesse.
I think that's weird. I'm going to say weird more.
Oh, I love it. Now.
I do remember that, Max. I just want to say.
Ollie McDonald wants us to move on, which is fair enough. That was for the Max one?
Yeah, I said I remember that happening, yeah.
Widescreen TV. Freo are going to be 5 games in front of the Lions, but Lions will be favourite for the flag after this round. I think you just get that when you've won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That just comes with the territory, and particularly Brisbane.
I would still have Freo as the favourite, but I suppose we're talking about the betting money. Where's that going?
Yeah, it's gonna be attract. What's the word? It's going to gravitate.
Yeah.
Towards the Brisbane Lions, and the fact that they've won both of their premierships from 5th and 3rd.
Yes.
So like they've never in both of those flag tilts. They're an incredibly irresistible team when there's a knockout game on the line.
Yeah, 100%. I think they need to finish 4th though.
I think they need to finish top 4. I do. I share your.
But that's a qualifying final, Fremantle and Brisbane at Optus Stadium. Because if Brisbane hypothetically won that, they would have a home prelim at the Gabba, and throughout the meandering season that they've had, they would get a home prelim.
Yeah, something that they've never had.
They did, but they never won them.
They never won the grand.
I think in 2020 they lost to Geelong heavily in a prelim.
So last year would have been their first opportunity to get it to win, like in a season that they won.
Yes, a home prelim.
Yeah,
but they lost the qualifying.
But they lost the qualifying to Geelong, and the year before they came from 5th.
5th, yeah. So they played Geelong in the prelim.
Yes,
They beat them in the Classic at the MCG.
Yeah, so these two teams, they've played a bit. Yeah, they beat Ollie McDonald says they beat Carlton in a prelim, but I mean in a year that they won the flag.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Specifically. So that's a pretty good run though that they've got Brisbane. Where do they finish?
It's hard without seeing all the other 4. I think, now they're in the 4 and they're ahead of Geelong. I think they will make it.
If you actually look at both Adelaide and Brisbane, their next run of about 5 games is quite soft. And then they go into like a 2 or 3 game stretch at the end of the season that's quite tough, which means that the last few rounds of the season could be really like well poised and set up for some almost like pre-mini finals.
I'm really iffy about that Carlton game. That could be the sort of thing that puts them from 4th to 5th in the last couple of weeks of the year.
Yeah, and then also running into Hawthorn at the Gabba.
Yeah.
And Gold Coast, who are shit, but
they'll be fine.
They'll probably be fine.
That'll be the Gabba too, I think.
And then the Pies at the MCG, which is like
they should win that.
They should win that.
Yeah,
they should win that. I'm tipping them to make the top 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I need to do the truefooty.com.au ladder predictor deal, and otherwise I can't possibly lock that in.
Brisbane's, do you want to hear their degree of difficulty?
Sure.
So up until this point, it's been the 5th hardest run. Their degree of difficulty from round 17 to 24 is the 15th hardest in the competition, Brisbane.
Yeah.
And I would say that's got Geelong included in it, which is already gone and they've won it. So I reckon it just got easier.
True.
We look at, I'm just going through the top teams here. Freo have GWS, Sydney, Port Adelaide, West Coast, then the Western Bulldogs, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Carlton. I just sort of think they just keep rolling through these games. I don't think they're like a massive...
I think they'll drop one or two more. I think they have Carlton at Marvel, which is a side that they've struggled to put away. I reckon if they've qualified for top spot, they probably lose that one. Melbourne at the G as well.
Yeah.
Probably the other curveball. But one thing that has worked fortuitously for Fremantle is they've played a lot of the good teams in Perth.
Yeah.
I suppose they had an away game against Geelong and they did go to the Gabba, to be fair.
They did go to the
But
Gabba.
I mean, the Cats into Gold Coast, in theory, a good team. And then the Swans are all at Optus Stadium during this part of the year has worked out well for them.
It has.
Probably win them away anyway, but
It has.
still.
Though I think for them, it's a bit of a just getting through the back end of the season, making sure they don't pick up any injuries really.
Yeah.
Through this part, so they're
That's
less
true.
they're less in
No
that group of
injuries.
teams that are like fighting
Yeah.
for anything.
Yep.
Which is a challenge in itself. Now Geelong is interesting. So they sit in 5th position right now. Adelaide Crows still to play. So the Adelaide Crows are probably going to jump ahead of them this round. They'll jump up to 40 points if they win. The Ds, who have the Ds got this week? They could jump ahead of them as well, as could the Western Bulldogs.
The Ds, who do they have?
And the Western Bulldogs.
The Ds have Hawthorn in Tasmania. They'll lose that.
They'll lose that. What about the Dogs?
The Dogs have Sydney tomorrow night.
They'll probably
Lose that.
lose that.
Yeah.
So Geelong could be as low as 8th on the ladder, but they're probably going to fall to 6th.
8th. Really?
Yep.
Wow.
But
Very unlikely.
But
yeah.
Jesse, this is the important bit. The but they have the
So I've heard.
17th hardest fixture run home.
Wow.
They have got the softest draw you'll ever see. Brisbane is done.
yeah.
They then go Greater Western Sydney, St Kilda.
That's a bogey side for them though.
It is St Kilda at GMHBA.
Yep.
Melbourne,
Another side that plays them well, actually.
St Kilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not as easy as I thought.
Mm.
Then they got Melbourne at the G, tricky.
Wild card.
Collingwood at the G, and then they finish with Essendon, North, and Richmond. But if you go purely off ladder position,
Yeah.
they go Greater Western Sydney, who are bloody
Yeah.
13th or something. They go
Yeah.
St Kilda, who are 13th or something. You go Melbourne, who are back end of the top 8.
Yeah.
Collingwood, who are 13th or something.
Yeah. See, none of those games are as simple as their ladder position, though.
No,
I
they're
reckon.
not. They're not. They're, yeah.
Like Collingwood at the G, you can never bank a big win there.
No,
Like
but
that-
do you trust Geelong to get it done at the same time?
Sort of.
Okay, so you're a
I
bit
mean,
wor-
yeah, I would tip Geelong every day.
you're a
of the
bit
week.
worried about them then in that
Well,
run
I
home.
just meant I don't see them winning heavily in any of those games. Melbourne at the G, Collingwood at the G, St Kilda at GMHBA. I think they win all.
I think
I
they
don't know
beat,
if-
I think they beat Melbourne.
They should. Melbourne are undefeated at this ground. But, deep into the season, Geelong could start humming Melbourne. Who knows?
It's the real banana skin North Melbourne round 23 at Marvel.
Imagine that derails their season.
So based on that
Maybe.
though, you knowing that they're probably their real position right now is 6th. Because Adelaide will probably beat you.
Geelong, yeah.
Do they make the 4? You're worried.
Well, I would probably predict Brisbane over them.
Okay.
I felt like this game tonight was a big decider in that, but obviously so much can happen. It only takes one upset to throw that out.
Gotcha. Now Hawthorn, who are currently
How far are they ahead?
they're 6 points ahead of Geelong. They're 2 points ahead of Brisbane, but they've played one less game. So I
okay.
suppose in
We'll treat
real
that as 6 points.
6 points in real terms.
Yeah.
Now they've got the easiest fixture in the entire comp. They've
Wow.
got the 18th ranked fixture coming home. They have got Melbourne at UTAS. We think win. Pulling Melbourne away from pulling Melbourne off the MCG. Does that work?
Yes.
Yes. Carlton at the MCG. Richmond, Essendon, North Melbourne. Why do these teams have such a juicy run against like a West Coast, Richmond, Essendon, North Melbourne combo all in a row? Like they've all got like a little stretch of that.
Yeah.
Then they've got Brisbane at the Gabba, obviously tough.
Suppose our teams are coming off easy runs.
Yeah,
So it
that
has to get harder, right?
has to get harder. Yeah. Then Collingwood at the MCG, and then West Coast at Optus. So they've got the Fab Four: Richmond, West Coast,
Oh, man.
Essendon, North Melbourne,
Yeah.
all in that final fixture. So I think they're fine.
Percentage not really a factor unless there's another draw too.
I think there's more hope that they mow down Sydney than that they slip out of the 4.
Yeah.
Agree?
I think it's, yeah. I'd agree with that. Yeah. I'm just taking some pics of Dylan. I need to ask why. It's for my personal records.
Is there someone I'm missing? Sydney, the last team. It's the last team we'll do. What does everybody say in the chat, actually? Does everyone agree?
Brisbane's still in contention next year if they lose Neil and Bailey.
Yes.
I think you'd start the year thinking they're in contention. I'm not sure if they win the flag without them, though.
So this is Sydney's draw. Western Bulldogs at the SCG.
Yep.
Win.
Yes.
Freo at Optus.
No, lose.
Adelaide at the SCG.
Win.
Greater Western Sydney at NG.
Should win. I think
More
they-
tricky because it's a...
Yeah, but I think that they actually go all right against the Giants in
Yeah, they
Sydney
do.
derbies.
They actually do.
Derbies.
St Kilda at Marvel.
Banana skin.
Why do you always put St Kilda as a banana skin? They consistently come up as a banana skin.
They nearly knocked them off in Sydney.
They did.
And they've also beaten Geelong 4 times in a row at Marvel, and then the other time that they played the Cats at GMHBA, it was close.
Okay.
So I'll just say they match up well, and I think they do against Sydney too.
Method to the madness then.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide at the SCG. I've got a feeling Port Adelaide match up well in
yeah,
Sydney.
You're 100% right about that. That being said, Sydney did get over the line in Adelaide. You'd say another banana skin, but you'd tip Sydney, I think.
That was close though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they came from behind late
Yeah.
to win.
Essendon at the MCG.
Banana skin? Nah.
North Melbourne at the MCG.
At the MCG? Nah, I think...
SCG.
SCG, yeah.
North Melbourne.
It's tough. You know. That's
Skin.
just- yeah.
Oh,
And that's it to end the year, is it?
that's the end. That's
Yeah.
it. That is
Interesting.
absolutely it. Most of these top teams actually have fairly weak draws, but there's some pivotal games. And if those 50-50 games go against them, based on what you've just said there, it's unlikely that Sydney would drop out of the 2. You're not seeing any...
No, I think they'll be okay.
I think there's a few more games. Like I think the Adelaide game, they're vulnerable.
For sure.
I even think the Dogs game, they're a little bit vulnerable.
If I had to throw in which game they'll lose, I will say St Kilda at Marvel. That being said, St Kilda's injury list is a factor. I think Sinclair's out TBC for a start. I had a look because it affected my fantasy teams. So yeah, obviously there are a few variables.
Do you reckon Hawthorn could win through?
Do we give them any banana skin games?
I think they would have had a couple of possible losses, but I don't think there are any that...
Really leap
did they have
off.
Freo? They had Freo, didn't they?
No.
They didn't.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Brisbane at the Gabba.
Brisbane at the Gabba is probably one where you'd say they'd go in underdogs. But other
Yeah,
than
right
that,
now. Yeah.
Not
Not 3 weeks ago, to be fair.
No. Rhino JH says Brisbane finish 4th and Freo go out in straight sets.
I don't see it, but I suppose you could predict that.
I think this Freo team's too good to go out in straight sets.
Yeah.
I think even if they lost their qualifying final, they would win.
Yeah. They get a home semi-final in Perth, which would be, it could be in Adelaide. I still think they'd win that.
Like if they copped
Easily.
a Melbourne, I just see there's no chance they lose that.
Yeah.
They would have to get the only possible way that happens,
Brisbane or Geelong.
Brisbane or Geelong. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I still think it's quite unlikely.
Or a plucky West Coast Eagles.
Yes. Widescreen TV. Richmond beat Geelong last game of the season and pushed them down to 7th. Nah.
What was that, sorry? Oh,
Richmond beat Geelong in the last round of the season and pushed them down to 7th.
Too unlikely.
Yeah, I just think
Yeah.
that Geelong are too much of a professional outfit to let those sorts of things happen. Like you can lose to a Collingwood or a St Kilda, but I think like an Essendon, a West Coast, or a
Particularly deep in the season for Richmond.
yeah,
Like they're a different kettle of fish in round 1 against Carlton, but deep in the season where they've had so many injuries, young list, I doubt it.
I'm not even sure Richmond would want to win that game. They still might be in the running for pick 1 at that point as
True.
well. It's probably just about it.
I reckon that is it. We will also just show some love to the BENQ TK705 STI projector, which has changed the game, literally,
It has.
for us as we are watching. Move a bit. Laptop. Oh, you can see the YouTube ad playing as I stream myself. Yeah, look at this bad boy. This has changed to the way
It's changed the game.
we
And
watch it.
remember, AFL finals are coming. We've got the World Cup coming up. We've got quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals of the World Cup. There's parties to be had.
There is.
There's
We're going to be watching Draft Day on this as well.
we're watching Draft Day on
The
this.
movie with Kevin Costner and then the actual draft.
But if you're at home and wanting to throw your own party, Jesse, AFL finals.
I do that constantly.
AFL finals. Do you see all those games? Those mini finals coming up. We're going to have
true.
mini finals. We're going to have wild card round.
Yep.
Then we're going to have real normal finals, and then the Brownlow medal.
Yes.
Big night.
Yep. Grand finals.
Beers.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. Everything's happening. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, Jesse. I don't know what I'm saying. All right,
Yeah.
we'll wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We've had good numbers on the stream, good interaction, heaps of fun tonight.
Only 2 bathroom breaks.
That's actually real.
It's a record.
That's progress.
Thanks, man. And it's all thanks to this BENQ STI. It's just got me glued to my seat, frankly.
Oh, very good. That is a wrap, guys. We will see you on Monday night. Lots of content coming out next week. We'll have some, as we said, we've got those reviews. Those, not reviews.
I don't know
I
what
keep
what you're
messing
talking
up
about.
review and preview. The club breakdown.
Oh,
Got
yeah,
some
yeah.
club, club previews, some trade stuff.
And you went with review.
I'm waffling.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of those videos. We did discuss maybe another mock draft. It is July now, so
yes.
we'll see. That'll be the next week or the week after. But
Yes.
stay
Correct.
tuned. And check out truefooty.com.au.